Welcome back to Outcast In-Laws episode I don't know what number.
We've stopped counting at this
We've
point.
stopped counting. Welcome back to Unnumbered Podcast.
It's probably like 7.
I believe it is 7, but I wasn't going to go out on a limb and be wrong.
We get there, it's like, I think 7's the episode where we stop counting.
7. 7. For all the Friends people who get that reference. I think that was 7. Yes, I can count to 7 still, so that's good. Yeah, thrilling week.
Yeah. Fun times. Had a 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
Accidentally went to a very Christian diner for breakfast. Did not know.
Yes, with your Saturday shirt on.
So I was wearing a Slaughter to Prevail shirt, and my wife was wearing a Ghost shirt, which has a St. Peter's cross.
Yes.
You guys don't know what that is. It's an upside-down cross. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I was sitting there laughing. I'm like, how would you not get it from the name? And then it's like, he has risen over easy eggs. It's like, I think we're in the wrong restaurant.
But it turned out to be a very nice time. Like the lady, who started it, she was there. She came from a background. She used to like do drugs, and she was a prostitute, and she's like turned her shit around. Betty, if you ever find yourself watching this, you're awesome.
Yes. Thanks, Betty.
The food was delicious.
I was not there. I assume your food's delicious. It was not our 10-year anniversary, if you guys are wondering.
No, it's me and my wife. So it was a fun day.
That would have been hilarious.
What?
Just two openly gay dudes on their 10th anniversary ending up in this overly religious restaurant and then not realizing it. This is a good episode for a show.
It was really weird though, because like, okay, our mother-in-law, it was Betty S.
Mm-hmm.
And she was Betty S.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, you guys want a piece of free carrot cake for your anniversary? Like, sure. I was like, I love carrot cake. It's my favorite kind of cake. And she's like, we don't normally carry it.
Yeah.
It's like, I just wanted to get some carrot cake. I was like, that's weird.
That is weird. I love carrot cake though.
Oh, dude,
it
was
was
so
solid.
Good. It was nice and moist. Moist.
Yeah, it's one of those super underappreciated cakes that it's never a go-to because I am a bland ass bitch with desserts. I like vanilla, so plain white cake with vanilla icing and but a carrot cake is solid.
Carrot and then occasionally some red velvet.
I don't like it.
But red velvet always turns my fecal matter red.
It's the beets.
We're painting the town red.
Yeah. I don't like any chocolate flavored stuff because I can taste the alcohol in it and it bothers me.
See, my thing with chocolate is like when I was a kid, I hated German chocolate cake with the coconut on top.
Yeah.
But now that's the only chocolate cake I'll eat.
Holly ate an entire German chocolate cake that Betty brought to the house when she had first moved in with us. She brought it in. She was like, hey guys, I brought a whole German chocolate cake. It had like one slice out of it, I think, that Crystal had. And she brings it in, sits it on the counter, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go get a piece of this cake. So I go in there and I get the plate and I like open the fridge and I'm like, nope, not in there. Checking all the counters. I'm like, Betty, where'd you put this cake at? She's like, oh, I just set it right on the counter, right by the microwave. I was like, there's no cake left. And Holly's licking her lips in the corner. She knocked it down on the ground, ate the entire cake, licked the plate up, and it was like less than a minute.
So Holly's the whole cake eater.
Yes, she was. She slept for like 2 days afterwards.
Pour myself some RD1.
Yes, RD1. RD1, this is delicious. We sipped this a few weeks ago when I had bought it. Ooh, you want to touch fingies? It really annoys me that your company is RD1 because I want to say Red One.
Red One.
And it's not. It is RD1.
Smells just as good.
It does.
Now that we have time to breathe on it.
It's a Amberana finished Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it gives it like a cinnamon flavor from the Amberana wood.
It's definitely one of the best ones.
It is. It's very good. And it's neat how they can obtain that cinnamon flavor from the Amberana without flavoring the whiskey. I don't get from it like a lot of the people, the probably much more experienced whiskey tasters and bourbon guys than myself, who think it tastes like cinnamon toast crunch.
I don't see that.
I don't get that at all. It is
Okay.
very cinnamony.
Okay. Like on the exhale afterwards, as soon as you said that, I was like, breathe in my mouth a little bit. It's like, I can see it. It's kind of got that creaminess.
Man, it does. Now, I am so sorry. You guys might have been right. The last time I tried this, which was like 2 months ago, I bought this bottle. That air getting in the bottle, I can see that now.
Mm-hmm.
The exhale, I got the cream. Okay, it tastes like
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It does. I was wrong. That happens a lot. I had some 18-year aged Crown Royal at lunch.
At lunch.
Yeah, at lunch.
Oh yeah.
Day drinking. We went out to Oak and Alley, and I got the bruiser burger that I always get with no blue cheese because that tastes like feet. And they had 18-year Crown and 18-year Whistle Pig. Get it?
You didn't get the whistle pig?
At $75 an ounce.
Oh
No,
my
I did
God.
not.
No.
So I got the $30 an ounce,
Ah.
18-year Crown Royal. And it's more than an ounce. It's like an ounce and a half pour. So it's $20 an ounce or so for that 10-year or 18-year Crown. And I think Kroger there in town sells it. They had it on sale for $159 a bottle.
Yeah.
For the 18-year Crown. For how expensive that bottle is, it tastes like nothing. And I'm like texting Frank, and I sent him a picture, and he said, "Oh, what is it?" And I said, "18-year Crown." And he's like, "What do you think?" And I said, "It's not bad for a Canadian." And he was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "It is unoffensive. If you gave me a drink of it, like I went in not knowing what it was, I'm like, here, try this." And I was like, "Hey, Harold, this is like a 6-year aged whiskey." You'd be like, "Yep, checks out," because it doesn't taste like anything. Or I just poured it to you and said, "Have some basil, Hayden." You'd be like, "It tastes like nothing." That's exactly what this 18-year aged Crown Royal tastes like. Just save the money and buy something else.
You just got to buy the bottle though for when it goes up in price inevitably.
Yeah,
With
I
what's
don't
going
think
on.
that 18 years super eight. I mean, it's clearly 18 years old. It's not, what do I want to say, super sought after. You can find
Yeah.
it at a bunch of local stores.
I don't know. It might go. The price of it might go up with the tariffs.
Yeah, that's true. Better get it on clearance now. I've just never been a Canadian whiskey fan. Not that I really dislike it. It doesn't taste like anything to me.
Yeah.
But maybe the Whistle Pigs are different. I've never had Whistle Pig.
Like with Crown, man. Like I used to be able to like slam like half a bottle of Jack and be okay.
Yeah.
One night took like a half bottle of Crown, got wasted, and then like it like reset my tolerance somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it just
weird.
got you by the boo boo.
Mhm.
Snuck up. And it's like, yep, wave goodbye. You are going to be trashed.
I was also Skyping with a chick who was trying to show me her tatas.
Ah, well, that's good. She wasn't trying to show you her wiener.
I would much rather. I wasn't ready for that. Omegle has prepared me for the wiener.
Yet another story I'm just not going to bring onto the internet. Yeah, this is super solid. It is actually really big flavor. And this stuff is not horribly priced. I think it was like $60 a fifth or $70 a fifth.
I want to stop on the way or tomorrow and get like Four Roses. Whatever it's called. Is that Four Roses? Is that one thing?
Are you going somewhere tomorrow?
No, I just want to get a bottle.
Yeah, Four Roses is good. They have here recently they had that batch release of all their single barrel stuff.
Yeah, they carry it at Martin's. I think it's an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. I think they released 3 or 4 codes recently, and you can look on their website, and they have a breakdown of it's like a 4-letter code that they put on each batch, and it will tell you directly what tasting notes they have
Mhm.
for each one. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but
But I saw some of those special runs of the 4 rows, so that were like $180.
yeah.
It's like, let me see if I like the 8-year first.
Yeah, they had I forget where I was at, and they had the Whistle Pig 18, and it was like $500. They were
Mhm.
asking for it,
For a
something like
bottle? For the
that.
bottle?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Did you get your cabinet in yet?
Sushi chef. No, not yet. It's supposed to be here soon. I was amazed. Hey, shout out to Detroit Axle. Thank you for your wicked fast shipping because I just ordered rotors for my Jeep yesterday. It was about 22 hours ago and they're already at my house. So that was awesome. Thank you. Uh, Struggling with my Jeep. It keeps just breaking down on me.
What
Thanks, Chrysler.
you went wheel hub?
Yeah, wheel hub. And then it was like 2 weeks ago. So it was like a month and a half, maybe 2 months since I put the new wheel hub in and my caliper seized on that hub. So then I'm driving back from my eye doctor appointment and it starts giving me death wobble. Uh, but the brakes broke loose. So I was able to get it back home, park it. My friend Cole at work is a apparent fortune teller who said, hopefully that heat didn't get into that new bearing you just put in it and drained all the grease out of it. Well, guess what? It did. So I bought on Monday a new caliper, replaced that, put new pads on, was going to try to get by with the rotors I had, make it about halfway to work and have to turn around and come back and get my truck because that bearing's toast. And it
Mhm.
was shaking like crazy. So ordered new bearings and rotors yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to change them again. But this time I bought from Detroit Axle instead of like I forget what the other company was, Auto something, and it was their brand. And I'm sure, nothing against companies making stuff in foreign countries. They were like Chinese bearings that were put in it. So I wouldn't, I don't know, put the most faith in them. They could have been perfectly fine. And it could have been that caliper seizing up that toasted the bearing.
Yeah.
But now I will have a full set when I take off the ones that are on the Jeep, which the one's months old, the other one's 10 years old. But I'm going to get those out, put the new ones from Detroit Axle on, and then I'm going to order a set of Timken bearings, which are very good, and press out the old ones and put them in myself instead of just replacing the entire hub. So if the Detroit Axle ones don't hold up, I have a really good set to put in. That should not be an issue. Hopefully. Excitement of working on Jeeps.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one good thing is how the like drive train on it and the suspension are designed a little way less prone to death wobble over like a Wrangler that just will put you to the side of the road.
That's just any Ford though, man. You get a you get a death wobble. I
Uh,
will say probably not the trucks. The cars,
I don't know.
it's just when it's gonna happen. Not
Yeah.
if.
But I mean, when you drive around on collapsed struts for years, things tend to happen.
Wasn't my car.
Yes.
And then we completely changed them out. And like
Yep.
2 days later, it's like, I want to trade it in for a new
I know.
car.
I'm like, you could have traded it in with collapsed struts and saved like $400.
It's like, you mean we sat there for an hour and a half trying to break loose a spring just for you to trade this bitch in?
That is how it went. It was, I don't know, one of the more frustrating experiences. I was like, why'd we even do it
I'm
then?
just getting the grinder fucking.
Yeah. Grr. The spring had already snapped and it like jumped one coil and then was spun. And it was trying to like twist the entire strut when I was taking it off. and there was no way to get the bolt released. So I ended up just grabbing my grinder and I just cut the coil again to release the tension it had. Sketchy. Don't do that, people. I mean, if you have to, I understand, but I'm not giving you advice of how to do it. I'm not a lawyer. Don't sue me. Crisp.
Crispy. No, I gotta get my car running and take it into tire garage. Like, hey, take these locking nuts off for me, please.
Just get rid of them. Order another set of lug nuts. Just get rid of those keyed ones.
Yeah.
They're great in theory until you don't have the key.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, I can't get my wheel off.
I'm sure if I got a breaker, I could probably get them off. I could probably
Yeah.
hammer it on and break them off, but too much time.
Yeah. A lot of work. Oh, goodness. I just don't even know today, people.
You want to know what I don't know?
Or don't you know?
Okay, so I messaged you earlier this week.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, this would. I don't know what this is about.
Okay.
So
me and Aaron, I think it was on our anniversary. Was it yesterday or like Thursday?
yeah, it might have been Thursday.
We were talking and we were on listening to the radio, and it said the conjoined twins.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen the blonde chicks.
That combined like neck.
Yeah, like shoulders.
Yeah, that's shoulders combined.
So they want to have a kid.
Ooh, okay.
So I was asking Aaron, I was like, are they going to need one epidural or two epidurals?
What if?
And
I guess I'll let you go.
And then it devolved into a conversation because it was with me. So,
yeah. Oh, of course. We went down the weird rabbit hole.
So I was like, okay, they share a hole. I'll say that.
Bing bong bing.
I'll say that to be nice. Sorry, Pokemon. You're not going to be.
Yes.
But they share a hole. I was like,
they also share a pole.
Well, yeah, that's where it comes. I was like, which one feels it?
I wonder.
Like, I was like,
That's weird.
It's two brains going to one organ. I was like, do they both like achieve a big O at the end?
Probably neither of them achieve it. Yeah, because I think, isn't it one of them, they each have like control over half of the limbs too. So maybe they can get an epidural right where their spines like Y together.
See, that's one thing
and like block it right there.
We got into it more and we were listening to it more, and they said that it depends where the spine separates.
Okay, that's true.
If it is above where they usually put the epidural, then they're fine. But if it's below, they would have to do two separate epidurals.
Okay.
And I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. So I was like, who feels the sex?
I hope both of them.
It's like I'm assuming they both eat separately.
Wait.
So who has to poop? This is
who is it that's like, I'm about to shit my pants, and the other one's like, we're fine.
We're
Stop.
fine. We'll make it.
I can't feel anything. No, it's coming out. It's coming out.
Who clenches?
Yes.
That was my big question.
You need to clench. I'm about to shit myself, and I need you to squeeze the butthole.
Like, I mean no disrespect when I ask this, but I have, like, if for some reason this gets around, I have to know. I would like to have them on and ask them these questions.
Man, we need 2 more mics for one guest.
But no, like, it'd be interesting to like pick their brain up, like twin to twin.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, do they have 2 social security numbers?
I don't know,
or
man.
1?
That's like that. That's the questions that we'd have to ask.
My goodness.
Can we have the other one?
Do they have twice as many periods?
Oh no, I'm assuming one uterus.
I assume so.
So it only maybe it shed twice as much. So they have 2 a month.
That'd be horrible.
One's in a bad mood for for a week, and then the other's in a bad mood. That's not misogynistic at all.
No, not at all. They'll love that.
But no, if you guys ever see this episode,
Yeah.
call me.
Call Harold.
I'd
Yet
love-
again, I'll give you his physical address. You can just show up at his house.
So yeah,
We'll record the episode at your house.
Yeah. We'll ask them weird questions.
That would, like, does one have the butthole sensation and the other one has the vagina
Oh, man.
sensation?
Oh.
No, it's anal day. I need to feel it, okay? I'm tired of this. Vagina, vagina, vagina. I only have one hole I can feel, okay?
It's like the yin yang.
Yeah.
It's just the perineum splits where they feel.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Going to hell for that one. Amongst many others.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, already going.
We're on the roller coaster together.
Both of us going all the way down because we can't breathe on roller coasters.
And that was a pitch roller coaster too.
It was.
Blue streak at Cedar Point.
Yep, it turned into the brown streak for us.
Oh.
Goodness.
Yeah, so some weird questions. What are some weird questions that you had or would have during an interview?
During an interview. So when I
Fuck
wrote
that
that one, so I'll just preface this with the backstory. I was rushing frats and co-ops at Purdue University in Lafayette. And if any of you don't know what a rush is, you go there, you go to all the frats or co-ops, and they give you a tour and then they interview everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I was undercover. Secret agent, man. For a co-op that was a bunch of friends of mine already.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had already told me essentially I could rush them and they'd accept me to live there, but they wanted me to go amongst this tour because they had to sign like these agreements where they weren't allowed to actively talk shit about the other houses or speak down about them.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make sure everybody else was keeping up their end of the deal, which, shocker, they did not. Many of them would say actively bad things about the other houses. But we went to this one and I had rushed it, put that I would be interested in staying there. And they have like a panel interview. So it's like 5 of the brothers or whatever are there to ask you questions. Brother. And the weirdest one they asked me, they're like, if you could be any animal, what would you be? And I'm like, weird as hell. A platypus. And they're like, what? Like, yeah, it's the only mammal that lays eggs and is venomous. And they're like, what kind of sound does a platypus make? And this is way before Phineas and Ferb, where you'd hear him.
I can't even do it. I can't roll my tongue. What the hell?
I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, so I'm like, I don't know. And I walk out of that like interview, whatever. And I'm like, this was one of the most awkward conversations I've ever had. But I think they were just trying to test like who you are, in a short period of time. Is this person humorous? Are they weird as hell? I probably fell into that one.
Too weird.
Too weird. No, this guy said platypus. I don't even think that's a real animal. This guy's making it up.
It's God's mistake.
Yeah. He has a duck bill and fur and a beaver tail and lays eggs.
God, we're at 99 out of 100 animals. We have a bill, a beaver tail, and a beaver body.
Yeah, and we got a set of tits, too. Put it on there.
It's like, I know. Let me cook.
I got this. What is this monstrosity that just came out? It's like one of those, the 90s has like rubber injector molds, the creepy crawlers.
The creepy crawlers that you eat, yeah.
All that weird stuff. And they're like, what the hell came out?
It was like the boy version of the Easy Bake.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Yeah. Flashback. I never had one. I always wanted one.
Oh, yeah.
Back to toys from the 90s.
Back to toys from the 90s. Yeah, I had an Easy Bake. Well,
Nice.
my twin sister got an easy bake,
Yeah.
which means she didn't want to play with it, so I made delicious ass cakes.
There you go. Somebody was going to use it.
I also played with a lot of Barbies when I was a young boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, Barbies and Matchbox cars. I had like over like 400 Matchbox
Yeah.
cars.
Wow, Ken, that's a super hot ride you got there. Yeah, thanks, Barbie. Oh, good times.
I think the weirdest one I've ever been asked was it wasn't really an interview. I got pulled over, and uh, I had two people who were underage. I was also underage, but they had been drinking. No, it comes in handy here that I was underage. They had been drinking, and they asked me, "It's like, hey, if we give you some money, can you go up to Taco Bell and pick us up some food?" I was like, "Sure." So I drove over to their house,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, give me the money. What do you want?" I was like, "I don't know what they really have. I want to look at the menu." I was like,
Okay,
"Okay, come on." And they got in the car, so we were like a mile away from their house. Went around the curb, doing 36 and a 35,
Oh, damn.
and the cop
Speed
got
racer.
me. So he was kind of a dick there. He's like, "I smell alcohol in the car," and he's like, looks back at my buddy. He's like, "I think it's you."
Mm-hmm.
And if you knew, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a ginger guy. Uh, he
The quiet one or the not quiet
Not
one?
quiet one.
Okay, then I know.
the tattooist.
Yeah.
The color just left his face.
He's already so pale.
He knew he was fucked at that point, and his sister was there with him, and she knew she was gonna get breathalyzed too.
Yeah.
They both blew way above. They got arrested, and they were sitting there like, you're lucky your birthday's not for another 2 weeks, or we would have got you for contributing. I was like, listen, man, they just called me. I was trying to do him a solid.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't mean to get him arrested. So I kept putting my hands in my pocket, and he's like pressing me about that. He's like, keep your hands out of your pocket. Keep your hands out of your pocket. And then he started being cool. So he started looking around my car. He's like, oh, he could have mixed in that bottle. I was like, they weren't drinking in my car, but you're welcome to look.
Yeah.
And he looked in the front seat, and I had like a McDonald's French fry sitting there. He's like, is that your French fry?
Why do you want it?
I was like, maybe. He's like, is that a concealed French fry? And then so we go back to the car, and I was already like laughing at that. And he's like, you got any drugs in the trunk? No. You got any alcohol in the trunk? No. And I was like, he's like, you got any bodies? And I was like,
Tons.
no, I like looked at him. He's like, you didn't say no. He started being super chill after that. I don't had it. Like the funny thing is, we got pulled over a block away from my house.
Yeah.
So I went home feeling like uber shit that I got them arrested.
Yeah, it happens. I'm sure they got released just as soon as a parent would show up to claim them.
They had to do like 2 drug and alcohol classes, and
Yeah.
nothing too bad.
I had been kicked out of school. I think we talked about in the last episode when I got kicked out for smoking on school property. I had tickets to the Lincoln Park Revolution tour at the time. That was like 2 months later. I did not get to go, which was super upsetting because him was still on their Dark Light tour at the time. And they were on this stop with the Revolution tour. And I was like, heck yes. So that's why I had tickets to go see him. My mom wouldn't let me go because I got kicked out of school. So I sold. I never got paid. My ticket to Erica's boyfriend at the time.
Oh, was it
Cody.
Cody.
And my friend Brett and Cody then went to the Revolution tour. They then decided through teenage great decisions that they're going to go to Logan Sport and go drinking with these people and go around and play like vehicle tag or something where they're like speeding around through these housing additions, like trying to hide from each other by parking in people's like driveways and shit. Yeah, that didn't last long before somebody called the cops on them. So then they both get arrested for underage DUI when we're like 17. And I still think it's hilarious. I bring it up to my friend's mom every now and then, and she still does not find it humorous 20 years later. But very glad I avoided that one. But given if I had the ticket, maybe Brett wouldn't have had such a great example of
Yeah.
like, let's go to this other town and get trash and drive around. But I didn't get to see him, and it upset me so much.
But you got to see them years later.
Yes, and only another 18 years later, and I'd see him in concert. Villa, not the total band,
Yeah, not
him.
total band.
Ooh, awesome news there. If any of you are him fans, they got a new record deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I am super excited. Sony bought all of Villa's music and the back catalog from Warner Brothers. I am super excited what that means for
So
like Bam being able to use heartograms, stuff like that, because Warner Brothers is the reason he couldn't.
so we got remasters probably.
Yeah. They did remaster a lot of them about 12 years ago. I think it was 2012, 2013, something like that. They remastered all the albums. Uh, so I'm excited. Hopefully, maybe him will get back together. I don't know
That'd be cool.
if they'll do like a reunion tour or just Villa will now get the backing to get his music really big again and maybe he'll be on his own tour. Uh, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
We were at Walmart today. We walk up and we're getting in this aisle and I'm like, heck yes, they're finishing up. The next person has like 3 items left and one of them was a bottle of Canadian Mist. And the girl turns and looks at us as we're walking up, and she has a him shirt on. And I was like, I knew this was our aisle. And Erica's like, can you not have this conversation with this woman in the Walmart checkout lane? And I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And I didn't. They left.
I like your shirt.
I love him. They're my favorite band ever. She walked off, and then Erica came around with a second cart. And I was like, wouldn't that have just been so awkward had I had one of my him shirts on? And we're like, in the aisle. Somebody else.
I had the dark light shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's when a Spencer's used to carry them.
Yeah.
And now Spencer shirts don't fit me because I have a long torso.
I think the first hymn shirt I had was from Love Metal, which came out in 03. And I got it in an FYE.
Oh, dude, FYE is so like weird now.
It is. We went in one a couple weeks ago.
The one in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we stop by there every time. They have some good snacks. They actually have a place in the mall now that just sells just like foreign snacks.
Yeah.
They had Russian Lays.
No. Oh yeah, yeah. I saw those.
And I was like, okay, that's cool.
What's that place called? Like Lunchbox,
No,
all the
no,
bags.
There's Box Lunch, but that's not the
Box Lunch.
place. It was like a something like Snack Hub or something like that. They had the Bulldog.
It's like what you'd rename your Pornhub app. It's Snack Hub. That's for ordering treats. That's what that is. That's Pizza Hut app. Nice try, Dad. We know what this emblem is. Oh yeah. We went into FYE and they actually had a Dende Funko Pop on clearance. And it was funny too because it was an FYE exclusive, $1.99. And I was like, Trace, look at this. And he's like, mine, And then they had Bulmas that were marked down to like 8 or something like that. But I'm like, I've seen that one everywhere. But that was the only Dende I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I don't want to add more to my Funko collection right now because all of mine are kind of weird. But they had a blacklight reactive Joker.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, kind of want it for $4.99, but it's just cluttered in my house right now.
Yeah, I got my Pauly Gaultieri one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Are you all set on your Sopranos?
Yes,
set,
I have the complete set of the Sopranos Funko Pops now.
Now it's Entourage.
Yep. I look, they don't make any. I looked for Entourage, Boardwalk Empire. They didn't make any for that. They are starting to make them for White Lotus, so I'm really hoping I can get a Michael Imperioli in the White Lotus Funko Pop too, and get that one. That'd be neat. And Walton Goggins, if they make him in a Funko Pop for that.
I love his YouTube commercial, the Walton Goggins Goggle Company,
Yes.
Goggle Glasses Company.
Wasn't it because everybody kept calling him
Walter
Walton
Goggles.
Goggles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yet again, super underrated actor.
There will come a payday. Hallelujah. What a payday. You guys never seen The Righteous Gemstones?
Oh, last season just started.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till the whole season is released and then sit there and watch all of it. That is one of my favorite shows. And I will say this, I saw Danny McBride was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and I
Yeah.
really need to listen to it. One great thing about Danny McBride and his shows, he knows when to call it quits.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out on top. Like Eastbound and Down was still amazing when he wrapped it up. And I heard from what him and Theo were talking about, he always keeps it in mind, like if we pick up another season, how to bring it back.
Yeah.
But he knows when to call it. Vice Principals was only like 2 seasons, but was hilarious. And now Righteous Gemstones too. I'm glad they're wrapping it up when the audience is still in it and not like The Walking Dead, the regular one. Man, you guys lost me like 3 seasons before it stopped. And that was me.
There's only so many times you can listen to the
Oh my God. I will say the Fear the Walking Dead intro. Thank you. I haven't watched the new Dixon or Those Who Live yet. And it goes, oh, and then it's done. Thank you. That is how you do an intro. Not
the post-credit intro where it does like the scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys want to superimpose that over the actual intro.
Yeah, it'll sound way better than what we just did. They're like, The Walking Dead.
Someone hit the brakes on an 18-wheeler?
Yep. My feed now on Reels the last week has been giving me like so many semi crashes for some reason. It's like, I hate the gore stuff where people are getting hurt. I'm like, no, scan, flip past it real quick before it thinks that this is what I want to watch.
Mine will be on. Sometimes like they have bangers, but sometimes it's just like, oh, we're gonna give you straight porn.
That sounds like straight bangers too, man.
Hand bangers, I guess.
Yep, get some of them good old meat pounders.
But no, it's like, I don't know. I like Reels, but sometimes TikTok I have to go to TikTok.
God.
And then I start getting TikTok and like my anxiety gets flared up because it's like, oh, a meteor is going to crash into Earth. Oh, a new flu is happening overseas.
Oh no.
It's like, time to log off TikTok for about a month.
Yeah, I've never installed it.
Reset that algorithm.
But I get that too. Mine will constantly rotate between, it'll be like motorcycles, gun videos, muscle mommies, somehow motorcycle crashes, semi crashes, and then it'll be like, and back to muscle mommies. Okay. I'm like, okay, nice rotation. Thank you.
I get a lot of the Down syndrome cooking videos.
I get the Down syndrome models.
Dude, would you?
I think it's illegal, so I'm going to say no.
No, they're over 18, bro. Would you?
No, I think it is. I don't know if you're allowed to marry a person with Down syndrome. Like, I believe 2 people of Down syndrome can marry each other, but I don't believe they will let you marry a person of Down syndrome.
Well, I mean, I don't think. I think there comes a cognitive ability threshold there.
Yeah.
Because not everybody that has Downs is like full on lost in the sauce.
No.
Like, but if it was allowed.
I mean, if I was Shane Gillis and I already looked like it.
If it was allowed.
Yeah.
There's like a girl, she has Downs and she is Spanish or Guatemalan.
Yeah, that one I know which one you're talking about.
I mean,
I was like, oh shit, they're making them in Spanish now. This one's hot and she's cooking.
Yes, they finally got the Down syndrome patch.
Oh, dang.
Again, Reason number 3 why we're going to hell.
Oh goodness.
But no, I forgot where we were even talking about
I
before that.
I don't know how we got pulled to algorithms.
Algorithm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those cooking videos are uh fucking fire. Like
Oh
I seen one
yeah.
guy make a brisket and I was like, "Oh, it's so brisket looks so good."
I think I'm gonna try that. Those foot long wieners.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's it.
Which
No.
one? Mouth or ass?
Yes. If it's that long, it might be through both. Uh, you hollow out jalapenos and then stuff the foot long wiener
Oh.
through a bunch of jalapenos. You penetrate the peeners, okay, with the wieners, and then you wrap it all in bacon
Mhm.
and then grill that. And then forget. Oh, they cut the wiener. You know, you got to circumcise the wiener lengthwise, and you stuff it with cheese, and then you put that in the jalapenos, wrap it in bacon, season the hell out of it, and then grill that. Only I'll probably smoke it, but I think that'd be really
Please,
good.
please invite me over when you
Yeah,
do that. That
I
sounds so
will.
good.
You'll be here.
But yeah, that's where I go with that. Mike Miyagi though, that's one that
Mm,
another person with Down syndrome that rolled over to my TikTok feed. He
mm,
does like karaoke, and I love the hell out of him.
okay.
He's so positive.
Did you see the one that was? What song was he playing on guitar? And it's like, my syndrome may be down, but my skill level's
Levels
up.
up,
And
yeah.
like he was fucking getting it with a sucker in his mouth too. He was chilling.
So there's this whole thing where they're like not even actually playing,
Oh my
but
god, I know the ones.
they're actually like just like doing finger. But it's so funny when they're so like self aware,
Hmm.
or it'll start playing like uh say Papa Roach,
Yeah,
and then they'll just sit there and ding ding
I
ding ding.
know. I saw one. It was a spit take, and it was like the guy's like, "Okay, yep, he's setting up. He's gonna play that song. Man, he's probably gonna be a savant or something." And he's like, bring, bring, bring. His guitar's not even in tune, and he's just just jamming. And you see the guy's face, and he's like, just trying to keep a straight face. And I'm like, I understand because
Oh,
I would have laughed.
but they're definitely self aware in those videos. They have to be. It's not like someone's like, "Hey man, this will be funny."
I would really hope so, and that it's not someone taking advantage
Yeah.
of them. That is my one of my biggest worries there. Like you'll see the one, it's her and her sister, and they're like fitness models. And
Hmm.
it's like, just because I have Down syndrome doesn't mean I can't be a gym girl. And I'm like, clearly her sister probably
Oh,
runs this page, but I'm like really hoping her sister is not taking advantage of this.
yeah.
Not like not in a bad way.
That's part of the horrible meme I saw. It was funny, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh man. What about midgets?
What
Sorry,
about them?
little people. Take
Hmm.
YouTube, little people.
Okay. There is one of my favorite podcasts. When was the last time you saw a little person? There, one of them, Kyle, is like, I think,
Was it Brad?
no.
Oh man, yeah.
He's like, I think little people are a myth. He's like, I've seen like one in my entire life. It's a PKA. Uh, and Kyle's like, yeah, I've seen like one ever. I think they're a myth at this point. I don't think they're real. And clearly he's joking, but,
Mhm.
uh, and so now, like they were joking around in one of the last episodes, they're like, now whenever we have a guest on, we're going to ask them, when was the last time you saw a little person? Like, how recently?
Every time we go to get dog food.
Oh, yes, at Rural King.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, it's Rural King.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. I guess the last time as a Rural King would be
Yeah.
my answer. Rural or
Rural.
rural. I've heard
Real.
it's annoying in the country songs, which or like northern Indiana. So, however southern we may sound,
Please do it like Luke Bryan.
let's rural, something like that. But I'll hear it in the country songs when they're singing, and they'll say rural route roads, and I'm like, rule. That's rural. You have the two R's in there. Rural. Man, I bet this is just amazing clips.
You gotta say it like a Harley.
Rural. Brother.
Brother.
Rural.
And then you gotta kiss your husband.
Both of us have Fu Manchus.
The bike's not the only thing that has handlebars.
There you go. Huh. Rural.
But yeah, little people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a creator called TikTok Abby,
Okay.
and
Is she the like really tiny one?
yeah. So I don't think she has hychondroplasia like most like little
Yeah.
people. I think she's just like has like a hormone deficiency or something like
I
that.
might not be thinking of the right one.
Yeah,
She's a little blonde
Yeah,
woman
who
that does
does-
all the road
yeah. The
square dancing
square
and
dancing
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I always get a lot of her videos,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I'll follow her.
We had a guy that retired. Same guy that admittedly drinks 18 natty lights and like a half a handle of Fireball a day.
Mm-hmm.
Was obsessed with Little Women.
Oh,
So I would jokingly forward them to somebody else to send to him. And so for a long time, that's what my feed was because right, he really likes these videos. And really, I'm just forwarding them. So I'd get a lot of hers. And then there's the ones, there's two of them that do videos together. And it will be like bathing suits or lingerie and them just bouncing around. And I'll be like, yep, got to forward that. Make sure Dean gets these. uh,
oh,
good times.
good times.
Oh, goodness. That'll be a hard one to follow. Oh, here's one. You get to pick one celebrity chef that is your cook for the rest of your life. Who are you going with?
Martha Stewart.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Oh man, you just opened up too many more layers I wasn't thinking about there.
Paula Deen.
Well, Paula Deen was my second wife for a long time, but I'm gonna say, man, if it's only they cook for me, it might be like Guy Fieri because he seems chill. Like I could deal with him. Gordon Ramsay would be good, but he seems a little intense for me. But Rachel Ray's pretty hot, so I might pick her. And she likes dogs.
Mm-hmm. Does she like hogs though?
I don't know because I assume in this scenario I'm still married. So
Oh man, that'd be. I'd probably go like one of the Southern cook
yeah.
or somebody just does good soul food, man.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be. I would love to say I'd like someone that was really well rounded and knew a bunch of different recipes, techniques, stuff like that. But in reality, if you can like cook like me, like 6 different versions of really good Mexican style food, I'm in.
Oh man, just get a Mexican chef.
Yeah.
Get some like some pozole, some actual tamales.
Pozole.
Mm.
Yum. Gut soup.
Oh man, it's so
Chitlin
good.
soup.
Oh, it's so good.
Or it's not even. It's that. It's the cow stomach lining that they put in pozole.
So good.
Maybe not. But I need them to be Americanized enough that it actually has a lot of flavor in it because a lot of traditional actual Mexican food is like bland. But I don't know if they do that for our white ass bitch palates
That's
up
probably why. Because like
Yeah.
when I go down when
here. When I go down.
when I go down.
It's spicy.
No, but I have family that comes up from Texas, my sister, and she brings some of her Mexican family. And they cook, and it's fucking good every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one. It you know, words. It'd make me worried that I'd have to have someone more that I could deal with personally for the rest of my life rather than that they be amazing at cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I don't know. Betting Guy Fieri likes bourbon, and I know he likes cigars. So
Yeah, because you'd be sitting there eating like just something you really like. And he's like, you know how we could spice that up? Bam!
Oh, that's Emerald
Oh,
Lagasse.
Emerald.
Emerald Lagasse's the bam, spice it
Oh,
up.
we're gonna take you to Flavor Town. Bam!
Yeah, let's go to Flavor Town. The mayor of Flavor
I
Town
don't
would
know
be
why I
my
got them
chef.
mixed up in my head.
Yeah. Oh goodness, man, we're hitting the well fast tonight. Valuable or not? What is your most valued possession?
Are we going like what I value or like
Mm-hmm.
heirloom ish?
Whatever you value the most.
I hope you guys like that noise. Uh, I don't know. Like item in my house.
My goodness, I had like 7 burps in a row right there.
I am very partial to my guitars. I have
Mm-hmm.
obviously our father-in-law's who is
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Ailing.
ailing, yes. And then I have my Aunt Barbara's guitar. It's a 1951 Gibson G50.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's been through World War II,
That thing's been through hell in half of Georgia.
but it's
Half of Georgia.
a guitar I really like started learning to play on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't get rid of it. I don't want to. It's family.
Yes.
Good story behind it.
That was bad, Luke Bryan.
Because she got brutally taken out of this world by her
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend.
Some of those things
Pantomiming
might have been
what
in there.
happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably my guitars, or I don't know. I'm weird because
Yeah.
I have so many things that I do.
Yeah. I know. We are like masters of none, jacks of all trades, jacks of all hobbies.
Music. I have my gaming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, probably my kids.
Yeah. Well, I don't consider children a possession, but
They are till they're 18.
that's true. I don't know what mine would be. I'd say probably one of my grandfather's guns,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Family stuff's like where it's at. It's like
Yeah.
if we're going by monetary value, it would probably be this thing right here.
Oh, mine be my Browning.
This isn't the most expensive thing I have, but it's the
No.
most versatile thing I have.
I mean, we could say houses,
Houses, yeah.
you know, if we're going off of sheer monetary value. That Browning is just something I wanted for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
I
any
want
of you that have the touch of the tism like me, where you're like obsessive over certain things,
Mhm.
certain things, certain things.
Welcome, Mike Tyson.
my mouth is getting dry. Certain things, and you just research the hell out of them, and you want to get
Oh, yeah.
the best you can possibly get. And then I bought my Browning as like an entry level over under, and I love that thing.
See, I've never been one for like. I like guns. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. I'd love to go out and shoot, but it's not one of my huge
Yeah.
things. Like, I have my carry. I have a rifle. I have a shotgun,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have.
I have those too.
Yeah, I don't have a lot.
Oh, me either. Tragic boating accidents.
Yeah, tragic
they get
boating
ya.
accident. Hmm. Every time.
I, as a person who makes things of metal, just really appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into
Mhm.
these things. And
See, that's one thing I'm sad about is because Berettas used to be like beautiful
mhm,
guns.
their shotguns still are. The pistols are just
Yeah.
manufactured like everything else.
Yeah, they're like carbon fiber and then metal.
Hmm.
It's like the 92 was probably one of the best handguns ever.
Yeah, it was. It should have won the last military pistol contract. Sig Sauer, not a fan of their polymer guns.
Mm-mm.
Not going to talk shit about them. I'm sure they're perfectly fine. I'm sure all the lawsuits against them right now are all exactly as
Mhm.
Sig Sauer said, and those police departments and people and all those hundreds of shootings of guns just going off on their own. They're lying. I believe Sig Sauer. Uh, their metal guns are great. Just their plastic guns are not that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They did some like under the table.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you a hell of a deal per gun if you buy, from us. And the military government will say we'll do shady things when they have a product they want to win the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh, neck pop. When the 1911 one in 1907, before it became the 1911, uh, those pistol trials, they went in such a specific way that it needed, like, they test fired the 10 entries. They had a 45 caliber Luger,
Mm-hmm.
uh, an M, what became the 1911. They had the version before that. I'm spacing what its model was called. They wanted it to be 45 cal, and it
Yeah.
needed to be 45 ACP. Man, it's like John Moses Browning designed that. Oh, it needed it to hold 7 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the way they worded is so the gun they liked is the one that wins.
Yeah.
Much similar to how the last pistol contract was won by Sig Sauer. It needed to be a modular chassis. It needed to have the ability to have a manual safety.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept making it so Glock could not win it. And then they also made it so Beretta could not renew their contract with the M9A4s, or M9A3s, whichever it was. Beretta should have won. All the mags would have been compatible. They would not have had to have discontinued issuance of all the current M9s that they had. It's just a bunch of shady shit for Sig Sauer to get that contract.
Do you think that, speaking of gun companies, do you think that the High Point would have been better if it would have stayed all metal?
No, those things I have now in my possession. I think the first 2 High Points ever
Mm-hmm.
made.
You got Tom 1 and Tom 2?
Yes, I have Tom 1 and Tom 2. That
Don't
are
ask
metal
how we got
frames.
'em.
Yeah. But they are, yeah, that's right. They are so heavy, being all metal frame.
I mean, could argument be made the one, because I've shot the one metal one,
Mm-hmm.
the only one I've ever seen, and I think our brother-in-law had it.
Yeah.
And I think it was like on par with how heavy the carbon fiber ones are.
Yeah. I have.
It's like, what did you make the slide out of? Fucking zinc.
Yeah. I mean, that is literally what the slide's
Oh,
made out
shit.
of. It's called Zamac 3, I believe, which is a zinc alloy. They are like, they need to be heavy because it's a blowback design and the barrel is fixed. The slide is going to take all that energy. So it needs to be heavy to operate a blowback function, which is why if you see like the Walther PPs, that they will not make them in a 9 mil because they cannot control that much pressure coming back on that slide. So they can do like a 380, 22, and a 32 ACP. They may have made it in 25 ACP at some point, but blowback design is not generally going to handle high pressures. So
Yeah.
the way High Point achieved it with like the 45s, the 10, the 40, that's pretty neat that they were able to control that much pressure and recoil energy. But with the downside of they will weigh a lot.
Oh, yeah. And like we always say, if you run out of ammo,
Beat them with it.
beat them with it. That should be their slogan. If you run out of ammo, beat them with it.
And it's funny too because a lot of people bash on them, and they're a price point gun, and
They're a nice entry level. And they're like, and I think that's when we had a conversation with Tom that he was like, I didn't build them to be the best gun around. I build them for everybody to be able to have an entry level way to defend themselves.
Yeah. It was interesting. First time I think I ever met him, we were on Betty's porch, and Erica's like, "Hey, this is my grandpa, and he wants to talk to you." And I'm like, "Okay."
He bought us all a pizza.
Yeah, a pizza. And this would have been in like 2011 when
Mhm.
I met him the first time. And so he's like, or Erica tells me, my grandpa wants to talk to you. So I'm like, okay. So I go out. We're sitting on the porch. I think I was smoking a cigarette. Maybe we were both drinking a beer sitting
Mhm.
there. And he's like, oh, I'm,
Oh, sorry.
uh, you're a gun guy, right? I'm like, I have a couple. I did not have that many guns at the time. He's like, oh, you don't own any of my guns, do you? And I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, do you mind if I ask you why? And I was like, I don't know if I want to answer this because it might offend you. And he was like, no, man, tell me why. I go, I think they're ugly and they don't hold very many rounds. So why, when I already own Glocks, would I buy your guns? And he was like, no, man, that's a perfectly fine
He
answer.
he carried timbers, dude. So
Yeah, he had a micro eagle from IWI. It was a
Mhm.
little 380. That's what he carried all the time.
When he came up, he had a ultra carry.
Yeah.
He's like, got this new one, pulled it out. I was like, oh, had like the purple, like
Oh
bluish
yeah, that.
grips.
Yeah, I'm trying to forgetting what they called that coloration, but yeah, he told me, he's like, I did not make those guns for you who is already a gun person. That
Mhm.
is for the single mom that had a threat in her life and only had $150 to her name
Yeah.
and needed a way of defending herself. So I went and
Our
made
guns come
these.
with a 1-year gym membership to get your arms good enough to lift the motherfuckers.
Whether you wanted the gym membership or not, you got it
Yeah.
because you're hauling this hunk of Zamac 3 around. Uh,
You guys haven't caught on by now. Our grandfather-in-law was Thomas Steeb, the late owner of High Point.
High Point
Well, I don't know.
Firearms.
I don't know why I was saying it like a
B.
question.
Miller Incorporated, I believe, is the actual company name.
He was a solid dude. He passed
Hmm.
away 7 years ago.
6, 7 years, something like that. Yeah, good times.
Playing pool in your barn with him.
Oh gosh, we got so trashed playing pool in that barn.
He was a hairy motherfucker.
He was half Lebanese.
If you guys like are going back in the future and watching this video, ask for a picture or just look him up on Google.
Yeah,
He looks like he's wearing a sweater,
when he was not. Uh,
but he was a good man.
yeah, had a lot of fun times. The limited amount of times we were around with him was always fun.
Mm-hmm. He was a busy man. He had like 15 kids, man.
Yeah, he did have all the kids in the world and a lot of sticks in the fire at the same time.
Mhm.
A lot of things going on, so he was always busy.
With the new owners, I was wondering what direction they're gonna go.
Yeah, that would
With High
be
Point.
interesting. And I will say this: so when he was still alive, we had that conversation, and throughout the years, he asked me, you still don't own any of my guns. You still have not went out and picked me. What would it take for you to own one of my guns? And I was like, I appreciate it. I like what you do. It's neat. I was like, you don't make it in anything that intrigues me.
Mhm.
And I am a bougie caliber snob. I
Ah,
like weird
you were
calibers.
chatting him up about 10 mil,
I
weren't you?
was. It was 10 mil and 357 sig. So I was carrying my Glock 33 still at the time. And I was like, I would love one of your carbines in 357 sig or 10 mil is what I told him. I was like, but 357 sig mainly. And he tells me he did not feel comfortable making the carbines in that high pressure of
Yeah.
a round. He's like, for just the general public. He's like, that round is so hot. He's like, I tested it. He's like, I don't feel comfortable
Mhm.
selling that gun. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, I still have some barrels around from when I tested it. Do you want me to make you one? And I said, yes. If you can find the 357 SIG barrels, make me one. And he passed away shortly after that conversation, so that never happened. But I that and 10 mil, and I had pushed 10 mil shortly before it became super popular again. I was like, man, make it out of 10. Look at these FBI statistics of the test in like 2004, 2005. Like, look at these 357 SIG and 10 mil just outperforming everything in these ballistic tests. And he was like, no, I'm not making anything in 10. He passed away the
New.
whoever is in the management now, I
Well,
believe his family's still part of it.
I believe he sold his
I
owner stake.
believe he sold like 49%. I don't know
So he
exactly.
was still like a
He was still a majority shareholder, but stepped down from being CEO or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he had told me, and if that was even true. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, whoever takes over, first thing they do, redesign the grips, the actual grip modules completely. 10 mil. I was telling you for years, 10 mil and 357 SIG.
Well, I mean, like you said, they were never made for gun guys. But I did like how they uh, curved into the yeet cannon.
Yes. Heckler and Koch. Okay. Koch. Heckler and Koch. You did not hold up on your end of the deal. Okay. I'm calling you out, HK. If we can make a clip out of this, so it may go, semi-viral on our whatever talks and tweets and reels. You made an agreement through a post on Facebook with High Point that if they named their new model the Yeet Cannon 9, the YC9s, that you would rebrand the Mark 23 45s as Yeet Cannon as well. And I have yet to see that.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, come on, HK. We need some Yeet Cannons. Now I get that was like the hype of zeitgeist, whatever at the time. That was the Yeet. Like everybody was doing that to everything. High Point held up their end of the deal, man. Or woman, person. Object of maybe human descent.
It's questionable.
Not quite positive either way.
Heckler and Koch.
Yeah.
The CEO's celery.
Yeah, I think it's Heckler and Koch. It might be Koch. It's not Heckler and Koch. I know that. Maybe
like,
Heckler and Koch.
Heckler and Koch.
Heckler and Koch.
It's classic.
Yep. Just a little bit of Heckler, a little bit of Coke. Bam! Some of the coolest guns ever made. The MP5s, the roller delayed blowback guns. Those are sweet.
Oh, dude, I want it to be Coke now.
Yeah.
So we can. What we need to do is
Heckler and Coke.
We need to do like a whiskey brand called it Heckler.
Yeah.
And then you can do a Heckler and Coke.
Ooh, we'll have to look into that. We'll add it. There we go. We'll have
trademarked. Right here.
Trademarked our podcast again. We got Kentucky Big Back Bourbon, Kentucky Gay Bourbon, Heckler Bourbon, Heckler Whiskey, I suppose.
Heckler Whiskey and a nice Coke.
Yeah.
We're taking that name for the trademark and the mixturing too.
Yeah, along with our TV shows, you guys can't take those ideas. David Chase, thank you. When you get the time to reach out so we can write the Sopranos spinoff together, just let me know. Free most of the time. Send Harold a letter to his physical address that I posted online for all you guys.
Check the Twitter for that.
Yes. Or X. X. Like the purple cobras.
Well, I mean, we could do the actual X arm thing, but we probably get
smack the table, or they'd be like, "Oh, you made sexual."
You got to smack your chest for the first half.
Oh, and tell them how our hearts go out.
Yeah,
to them.
our hearts go out to you guys.
That is exactly as I remember it to be.
Elon, don't sue.
Elon, long-term subscriber, friend of the channel. It's great to have you viewing this episode again. Thank you.
Or do sue.
Yeah, or do. You would make us more famous by that. And they'd be like, who are these two idiots being sued by Elon Musk in rural Indiana?
Talking about little people and
little people.
The fuck wallet.
Oh, gosh. Throwback to episode 1 there, which is still our current most viewed podcast. I think your clip, what's that called?
Short?
Thumbnail. Your thumbnail on that one. And then the $1 million ideas. People are like, man, I could use some $1 million ideas.
I really need to make thumbnails, but like,
It's a pain.
It's a pain, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I really don't know what to put because we talk about so much.
Yeah.
Like I could put like Granddaddy Tom in this thumbnail.
Yeah, that'd be weird. It would be like, why are you using Tom's picture for your shitty podcast?
In remembrance of Thomas Deeb.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Guns.
Guns, yeah, they are fun. Be safe, people.
Oh.
Don't harm others.
Is it time for me to pull
Yeah,
on?
you pull one, man. Pull out.
We get the right to any song for our intro.
Oh my
What
gosh.
would it be?
So I thought of this years ago before we'd even discussed doing a podcast together. That I was like, man, there's a lot of theory behind you need to consume the media that you want to make.
Mhm.
And I thought that for years. I'm like, I listen to so many podcasts. I would love to make one. And in my head, when I'm on the treadmill, just walking, or actually, I think it was pedal bike at the time, I'm sitting there like, man, if I were ever to get the rights from a band for music for my like intro or outro for mine, who do you think I would pick?
Would it be? No, this is hard because I would say him
And it's not.
or CKY.
Nope. I'm not a huge CKY person.
But it depends. Like, could you use any of their music or just one song? Because we could start.
We'll say any of their music.
Because say we come into an episode where we're discussing something that's deep and shit, and it's like.
99 Quite Bitter Beings. What's going on, guys? CKY here. No. It is a band that would have one that branches a lot of that. Almost all the emotional spectrum.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head who you were.
My choice was I Prevail.
Oh, dude, what song?
Any of them.
Any of them?
Really, I wanted it to be, what is it? I Just Want to Feel Something is the words in it. I just want to feel something. In that breakdown when it goes into dubstep right there.
Be pretty badass.
Just let me feel something. That's
What's the
what
one I'm thinking about from them? It's when he's like a surgeon. The video, he's a surgeon. I can't think of it.
Surgery. Yeah, off the top of my head, I cannot.
I don't know. I haven't listened to
I also
Prevail
don't
like
know their music videos because I've seen like 2 of them.
Burn.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
This is just the intro. I like you guys are enjoying the audio for this.
Oh, I'm sure us poorly off tune imitating these songs.
I can hook a guitar up to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Bow Down if we get angry. One of my favorites, Gasoline.
Yeah, that's just what I'm talking about. Gasoline.
Okay.
I don't know why I said. Yeah, Gasoline. It's got. They have one content creator. In
Even
there.
Hurricane was awesome. Man, Drag the Lake would be a good song.
Okay. This comes into what I was going to talk about. I listen to like a lot of like 2005 to 2020 pop punk.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it with Dragging the Lake?
I don't know.
Like almost 100 songs I listen to now have they say Drag the Lake. You got Bring Me the Horizon or An Ocean, Drown Me or something like that. It's like, what? It's like, do you guys have like water phobia or something?
Is this like where Alisana had the word eyes in every song but 2 through like 5 albums?
Maybe I'm on to something. Maybe all pop punk bands are like fish.
Yeah,
they're just mer people.
Mer people. That's it. We need to grow our gills, water world it, and jump back in the water.
Drag the Lake, You Won't Find Me.
Yep. That's a solid song too.
That's a what the fuck is it?
Is it an effect?
Yeah, Amenity.
Yep.
Affliction.
Affliction. That's what it is.
Amenity Affliction.
Yeah, that's a great song. You had showed it to me the one day. It was like 4 years ago or something. And I don't. How old is that song? Is it like 10, 15 years old?
I think so.
And
I
you showed it to me on
7 years at least. I think
YouTube.
they posted it 7 years ago.
And it was like, then my Spotify's like, we're gonna throw Drag the Lake into your
Oh, dude,
playlists.
any amenity affliction. I like Pittsburgh, but I also like there's a band that covered Pittsburgh, but they did like a slow version.
Yeah.
Amenity affliction. You guys want to come on?
Yeah. Let us know. We'll have you gladly.
We'll get you guys and what's his face? We talked about him on the last one. We have to know.
Oh,
Nardwar.
gosh, Nardwar. Yep. We'll just let him interview you, and we'll just sit there.
Yeah, we'll be like,
It's so cool. I'm not having to come up with questions.
we're gonna get so paid for this.
I thought about that. We need to start our list. I had mentioned this to you years ago when we were, I guess it would have been about a year and a half ago, when we first started talking about making our own podcast. Our extraordinary people, ordinary questions. We need to start making the list of like, what's your favorite toilet paper brand? What deodorant do you
Listen,
use?
I used to be a Cottonelle man, but recently,
Yeah.
Angel Soft.
Nope.
I know, like you have too much of a bougie like your
My
asshole
puts its pinky up when it wipes.
your asshole like sees Angel Soft and it gets a French accent and goes, I spit in your general direction.
I give you hemorrhoid from.
Oh no! Oh
hemorrhoid.
the cheese wheel at work.
Oh God,
my
that is worse than Angel Soft.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story.
Mm-hmm.
I had a stomach bug and I had the worst case of the runs, and I was using this cheese wheel probably 15 times in one day. I had the worst hemorrhoid from that.
It's rough. Like I had same story at work.
I think it was like around the same time we both got the stomach bug.
Go to poo just twice in one shift, twice in 8 hours, and like the double hemorrhoid from using. I swear this stuff is like sandpaper, and they try to make it like cut the inside of your asshole whenever you use it.
That's how they punish you for shitting on company time.
You want to get paid to shit? We're gonna cut your asshole.
We ground up some razor blades and made
It is
toilet paper.
horrible. And I always hated the last company before where we're at now. They bought Angel Soft. And I hated it. I'm like, damn, I'm going to keep a roll of Cottonelle in my locker because I am so tired of having a sore ass when I leave. Now, I'm like, I wish we could go back to Angel Soft, this industrial just 900 feet of this single ply that
It's
you
either
need.
it all comes out at once or you go to pull it and like rip a single square.
Man, I'm gonna finger my own asshole in a minute. I can feel it. It's going right through this.
Oh, I already planned on doing that.
I mean, yeah, you got to go third knuckle deep to make sure it's clean.
The toilet paper's there just clean up.
That's just for the illusion that I wasn't here.
There was a video I saw, and there was this guy. He this is how you use toilet paper. You like pull it, then you rip the middle part out. You put your finger through there. You use your finger to wipe, and then you pull the toilet paper off like that. It's like that's how you use toilet paper.
This person needs to be publicly executed because I don't know who the hell would come up with something like that.
Here's a question for you. It needs, if you're in a situation where it's either don't wipe or let it sit. Like don't wipe and let it sit, or you don't have toilet paper.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna use your hand, or are you gonna don't wipe and let it sit?
No, I'm taking my shirts off, and I'll use my wife beater as toilet paper because I've been in this scenario before in the middle of a field, trying to get cows up to their pen, and I was out in a field. It strikes, and I'm like literally holding a fence post, just shitting in this field, and I am like, I have no way of wiping in this field, so I always wear a wife beater. A shirt, I believe, is the politically correct term now.
Tank top.
Yes, a shirt, tank top. So I pop my T-shirt off, take that off, use that bad boy to wipe, just yeet that out into the field, put my T-shirt on, and go back to moving the cows around.
They say it's still there to this day.
It probably is.
Oh no, I had to sacrifice my underwear one time because of that reason. We were walking to my buddy's house, same one I got arrested actually. We were walking to his house from a gas station that was a mile away, and
Yeah.
so I grabbed onto a pine tree and just shat off the highway.
That car going by, dude.
No, we walked in a bit, And I was like, "I don't have any toilet paper." And my ass, like, you could feel it wasn't solid.
Yeah.
You could feel it, like, trickling. I was like, "Mm,
Just
yeah."
pee out your asshole.
Mhm. So I used my underwear. I was like, "I gotta go home, guys.
Yep.
This isn't gonna be a good time
I've
for
lost
anyone."
socks before to that. The wife beater is normally my go-to.
I used to carry a roll of toilet paper in my car.
Yeah, I do now. Uh, Life lessons learned, kids. If you're like just starting to drive,
Mhm.
keep toilet paper in your car.
Blanket and toilet paper
Yep. Maybe a
and
spare coat or sweatshirt or something like that.
some water.
Yep. Water. Watch it with the plastic bottles in the water. Once they heat up, they'll release chemicals back
Mhm.
into the water. Conspiracies. Ooh, me and Erica today. So we were at Okinawa. I got my 18-year crown came out. They bring her a water. And then I told her, I was like, I realized today how much of an alcoholic I sound like when we go to these restaurants because I order a neat 18-year crown. I was like, crown 18 years. She's like, oh, how do you want it made? And I said, neat. Oh, okay. Do you want the water too? And I said, no. I know what I'm about. I did not say that to her. That's my joke is I know what I'm about. I'm not here for your water. So they bring me my crown and Erica a glass of water. She goes, takes a sip and she goes, and slides it to me and I go, chlorine. She goes, I don't know what it is. And I'm like, I don't even have to taste that. I can smell the bleach in it.
Mhm.
And she's like, it is so weird to me that we've been on wells now for, oh goodness, how long have we been together? 14 years now.
Mhm.
Uh, since she started dating me and we moved in together at that point, every house we've been in has had a well.
Mhm.
So she's like, I always forget when I go back to these places that have city water, treated water, uh, how much they taste different. I said, yeah, it's the fluoride. She was like, oh, yeah, that's for your teeth. And I said, no, it's
No.
not.
Let's
It's for mind
let's
control.
control you.
It's so that,
Ooh, let's jot this
oh
down.
my God, add this to the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
RD1, you made it onto the rabbit hole.
Next episode, we're gonna
Yeah.
bring the rabbit hole back. Go balls deep into some.
Yes, but there are like many of, I think it was during Vietnam or the Korean War, they would purposely add
Mhm.
fluoride to the combatants' water because it makes you much more docile. It is proven to calm people. So when they add that to the water, they claim it's for your teeth, but the levels they're putting in are so much higher than what is allegedly needed for your teeth, uh, and is bad for you. That is why the companies will advertise that their products are
Fluoride
fluoride
free.
free.
Mhm.
If that was not a good thing to not have it, they would not be advertising that. Now, that being said, I still use Aquafresh. That is my favorite toothpaste ever, and it has fluoride in it. So maybe I need a little bit of dociling.
Oh, they used to make us gargle that shit at school back in the day.
Yep, get your fluoride.
I remember it tasted so good.
Oh, I'm sure they put like 9 pounds of sugar in it and candy flavoring.
Still chasing that flavor to this day.
I rode the lightning once and I just need it.
Y'all got any more of that fluoride?
I'll suck your dick for some fluoride. Oh goodness, yeah. And then we took the boys over to their friend's house today, and his dad John's. We much align on just
Mhm.
about everything in our lives, guns, perspectives on things. Uh, and we were talking about how currently in the news in the world right now, it's stranger than fiction.
Dude, it is crazy.
How if you told us 5 years ago, let's say pre-COVID, and that would have
Mhm.
been 6, 7 years ago, that the world would be what it is right now, you wouldn't believe it. And I was like, man, I was like, we get into these conspiracies, me and my buddy JR at work all the time. And the wildfires going on. We had an East Coast, we had a West Coast, and now here in the Midwest, we're getting like a dust bowl going on. And I jokingly said, "Well, it's about time for that Midwest wildfire that just starts running through." And
Mhm.
I said, "Unfortunately, I don't have a blue roof. Have you seen anything
Yeah.
on this?
Yes.
The blue roof." Uh, through California and Hollywood,
And
LA, where the
Hawaii.
fires were. Yeah, in Hawaii, where all these fires were burning all these houses down. Through the like satellite imagery, what they found out is none of the houses that had blue roofs
Or the blue cars.
or blue cars, none of it burned. It
At
was
least,
only the normal other colors.
at least I know my balls are safe.
Yes, them bad boys is blue as hell. Because I jokingly was like, man, my roof's green. Hopefully that's close enough to blue that it reflects their fire lasers off.
You go on the offensive. You get a mirror.
I light my house on fire. Haha, joke's on you, satellite. Now you're on fire.
I think it's really like this is just me. The smart city
Yeah.
plan route, like how the area where in California, areas in California that burnt were like designated to start smart cities. So they're like, oh, people don't want to sell. What do we do?
Clear it out. I'm also open completely to the fact that this could be a foreign controlled fire laser. And they don't want the populace to know that someone else is doing that. And we get into the conspiracies like, man, this RD1, it's right up there with rabbit hole. Did you guys add conspiracy as an ingredient in here? The Amberana brings it out. Yeah, there's just so many. Like cloud seeding 20 years ago was denied. Oh, no.
DARPA.
Yeah, DARPA, the advanced weapons technologies. Yeah, with that cloud seeding, they denied it forever. Oh no, we don't have any control over that. We don't. And then Dubai floods, and they're like, "Yeah, that was cloud seeding. We've been doing that for like 50 years. We were just saying that we had never done it."
That was us.
Yeah, that was us. The admittance for like earthquake guns and hurricane guns and stuff to launch them, and they're like, "Oh no, that's not true." And then they're like, "Well, actually, we've been doing research on it for like 60 years now of how to control weather."
Do you think that we're on a list?
We might be soon.
Might be after this episode.
Yeah. ATF, when you get here, please just knock. You don't have to shoot my dogs.
Bring your
okay?
level 5.
No. That's still one of my favorites, that guy. Hey, man, was that a moose a legal take? Are those level 4 plates? Have a good day. And he just walks off. I don't have any 30 armor piercing, so you don't need level 4 plates.
Yeah, just come in.
Yeah, just knock, please. Don't shoot my dogs. They will bark at you. I know that's ATF's favorite target. I really want to make some ATF like range targets that's just like a person and then the dog. And like, I thought of doing that for like an SNL clip. That would be hilarious. Like, okay, today, agents, we're working on your accuracy training, everybody. And it's like they have the FBI agent, the CIA, you know, all the alphabet boys are there. And then they're all bang, bang, and they're all just pinhole driving the same hole. Bang, 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 bang. And you see the ATF guy sitting there shooting too, and it's not showing his target. And they're like, at the end, the instructor's like, ATF, what the fuck are you doing? And it zooms out. He's like, I hit my target every time, sir. You know, and it backs out. And it's like, there's a dog target sitting on the ground, and every round's through the head of this dog. It would be hilarious. Shane Gillis, come on, man. Long-term subscriber, you know, of the channel, long-time friend. Let's make this. That would be hilarious.
Bring us in for it.
Yes. Please. Royalties us. Copyright our channel again.
Yeah.
Sorry to go off on that tangent, guys.
It seems like it's a cliche to say this, but as millennials, we go through like a life-altering event once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And it's to the point of there are so many of them, they're not even making the news now.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, did you hear about this? Do I have to go to work Monday? Yes.
Okay.
I don't fucking care.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to work. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's not newsworthy, even though it could be a huge life-altering event.
Now, if they say, don't go to work Monday, I'm like, I'm listening. I'm fucking listening.
This motherfucker's spitting. No work on Monday? Shit. I'm in. Ooh. Back to
music.
What is one album that you listen to repetitively?
Shit. This might sound a little zesty.
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it Tool?
No, no.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I love some Tool. I'm a
I'm
bassist at heart. Okay, I know every Tool song. Ladies.
Well,
I had to get good with my fingers. I mean,
I'm
I'm not,
head out.
God only gave me so much down there. He's like, little dick bassist.
Huge truck.
No, it'd be some of the newer Bring Me the Horizon. Everyone's like, oh, it's not like it's this.
It is fine.
It's the hardcore kids that are like, no, it's disgusting.
It's gross. And it doesn't sound like Chelsea Smile. And what was the first one?
To be fair, if you saw them fucking live, neither did the live.
Oh, God. I saw them on their Chelsea Smile tour. And I literally go, I'm leaving. And just walked away.
But at least with the new stuff, like he can actually hit those notes
Yeah.
live. So he wasn't trying to sit there and blow out his fucking voice every 2 days.
And I saw him after he came back from whatever surgery. I think it was like 2008. And I was like, wow, I'm going, yep, this isn't worth it because it just sounds like, and I'm like,
No.
okay, this doesn't sound like the recorded version.
Now listen, Ollie, also a long-time subscriber
Yes,
to the.
thank you.
Don't hit me with a mic stand, please.
I didn't even know that was an option. Yeah, no, please don't attack us.
Or don't piss in a bottle and throw it at me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't even know if these things are real, but they're just like shit
Rumors.
Rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of the newer stuff I really get on. Like just some of the songs, like they're probably like mainstream. Like I liked Obey with Youngblood.
That was a good one.
Parasite Eve. Sleepwalking.
But have you heard of the banger Sleepwalking Past Hope?
Sleepwalking Past Hope.
Yeah.
I have not.
Well, you're missing out. Villa would be very disappointed in you.
There's some hymns. So I'm not like a huge. I would never wear a hymn shirt because I don't know enough hymns.
Oh gosh.
But back in the day, like I got really into Dark Light, and I bought the shirt. I was like, I like this. I might get into him. And then I was like, started listening to the other stuff, and then at the same time, I started listening to deathcore.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "The Job for a Cowboy fucking slaps, bro."
Yeah. Are you knee deep in the blood of your bastard son?
Yeah. I'm gonna entomb him in the machine.
Yep. Yes, mine would be Deep Shadows and Brilliant Highlights from him. One of my favorite albums. Or Love Metal. That's also a solid album from him.
Okay, I think I would go The Poison.
Oh, that is a banger. That is a great one. Bullet is one of my favorite bands.
Because there's so many fucking songs that like I started learning guitar just to play those songs.
Yep. I started playing guitar years ago. I guess restarted it, and one of the first songs was Forever and Always and Hearts Burst into Fire were the two intros I wanted to learn.
That amazed the piss out of me. I was like, you learned that? Like, you had your guitar for like a month, and I was like, you learned that already? What the fuck?
Yeah, but they do all like B standard with drop C, and it's just my guitar was not set up with heavy enough strings to hold that tune.
Oh man, I restrung both mine. I made the mistake and got 9s for both.
Oh, okay.
So I should have got a heavier gauge for the Les Paul.
Yeah, you need 10s.
But I was like, that'll do for now.
Yeah, that shortened scale length, it needs to be 10s to hold the tune. Allegedly. I'm sure you can get away with 9s. I'm sure tons of people out there have ran 9s on a Les Paul. Just that 22-inch scale needs to be a heavier string instead of the standard 24-inch or whatever it is.
But yeah,
24 fret.
Probably like either newer Bring Me the Horizon or like older Metalcore.
Man, I heard one that just took me back. You have those songs where you can taste something when you hear it.
Seagram 7 and Dr. Pepper, and that would be Right Side of the Bed by a trade.
Oh yeah. I have Saint Anger from Metallica will create a I can smell a nasal response to Saint Anger. Smells like weird chocolate because I was playing paintball so much at the time when that album came out. And I was at the Blast Factory in Kokomo before it burnt down, and then they became Sycamore Sports. Uh, and that came on the radio on 98.9 The Bear. Saint Anger came on.
98.9
And
The Bear.
the smell in the air of all just that like rancid paintballs on the ground and whatever smelled like weird, like the chocolate coins, fake chocolate. Now, whenever that song will kick on, I can smell that chocolate. And I don't know why. It is so weird how our bodies will do that.
Yeah, it's definitely Seagram 7 and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. In my truck, I have the CD I made in like 2007. Was in my grandma's car forever. Then after she passed, my sister took her car, and I was like, I got to get my CD out. This has been in here forever. Popped it out. And song number 1 on this mixed CD is Medina Lake. What's the song? I'm spacing the song title right now. It's their only big song they ever had. And it tastes like Marlboro menthols. When like
no,
it's
dude.
so weird to flip that song on, and I'm like, wow, I feel like I just took a huge drag off of a Marlboro menthol driving around.
You just unlocked another one for me. The Marlboro Smooth, the candy cane flavor
I
ones.
love Smooths.
And
I did love Smooths.
What We Once Called Home by A Job for a Cowboy.
Yeah.
When I got into that song, I must have listened to it like 50 times, and it was around Christmas. So I was sitting there like smoking Marlboro Smooths, candy cane cigarettes.
They were. It's Here I Stand by Medina Lake, and yeah, same thing. Oh, I remember when Smooths came out. Sorry guys, do not use tobacco if you're young. Make the conscious decision.
I didn't start till I was 18.
Yeah, me too. Did you really?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, okay. I started smoking when I was 15. Started chewing and smoking when I was 15.
No, I was definitely very against cigarettes. And then I bought my girlfriend a pack one day. And I was like,
let me see what this is about.
I was like, if I'm going to pay for them, I'm going to smoke one. And then I was like, it's not that bad. And then.
Yep. And then there you were for like 10 years, 12 years.
The Camel Crush. You got me by the balls.
So I remember Camel Crushes came out, and they were like an ad in the magazines at the time because...
By the way, not sponsored. Don't want to be sponsored.
No. Well, they have a lot of money. So they started advertising those crushes, just in the like single page ad in magazines, like Camel Crush. Menthol when you don't want it, or menthol when you want it, not when you don't. Something like that. And I'm like, oh, these look neat. So... there is a Freedom Express on Argonne Road.
Yeah.
Right at the top of the hill there. That used to be like a shithole gas station. And this would have been 2008 because I could legally buy cigarettes. And
we're showing our age there.
Yeah. I pull up this hill and I'm like, oh, me and my girlfriend at the time smoked my last cigarettes. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to run into this shithole red brick building. And it was like cinder blocks painted red. I walk in and they just have a huge section like of Camel Crushes, and they're not out yet. They're not supposed to be out for like months, which is so weird that you'd have a tobacco culture that you're like, this day is when the new cigarette comes out. I know it. So I walk in there and I'm like, oh shit, you guys have Camel Crushes in. And the woman's like, oh, is that what those are? And I'm like, I'll take 8 packs.
How'd you give me a carton?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, they didn't have any cartons because everything they had, they put on the shelf. And I don't think it was 8. I think I bought like 5 packs. I was like, "Oh, give me 5 packs of those crushes." And she's like, "Okay." Scanning them, scanning them. The UPC code was not even in their system yet because they weren't supposed to be selling them yet. And she was like, "Well, that's weird. It's a Camel product. It should be in here." So she just goes, "They should be the same price as these Camel lights." I'm like, "I agree." She just goes beep 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 and grabs me 5 packs or 8 packs, whatever it was, and sells them to me. And we go out there, and you could not buy Camel Crushes for like 3 months after that.
Yeah.
They were not supposed to be out yet, and I smoked those for a couple years after that
Uh, I smoked Crush until they came out with the Camel Menthol,
with the Crush
the
Ball.
greenbacks,
Mm,
and then they had the Camel Menthol Silvers, where's the white pack. I
yeah,
also smoked those.
I was green only.
We've only smoked a cigarette together once, and that's when I came to your house and ran out, and I was waiting for the uh, store to open down the road,
Yeah,
and I got a cowboy killer off you.
yeah, Marlboro Reds. I was never a light person. I tried, because guys, I'll let you know, the flavor designation on cigarettes, which I don't think they're even legally allowed to call them lights and
Yeah.
ultra lights anymore. That only referred to the flavor. That did not refer to the strength of the cigarettes, though I'll swear it did. Because whenever I'd switch from Reds to Marlboro Lights, I'd smoke twice as many in a day as I did Reds. So I swear there was some
Oh,
tinkering in there, even though they claimed there was not.
near the end of my time with the cancer sticks,
Hmm.
I went to Marlboro Black, menthol blacks.
Oh, those were good. Yep, any of the blacks. I'd get just the non-menthol blacks. Those
Oh,
were
well,
good.
I was working at the foundry, so I could smoke while I worked.
Hmm.
So I got the hundreds, and I would sit there on the ingot line and just flipping
Hmm.
ingot.
That's one thing. A lot of you, if you're younger, we have such a young audience of our
Yeah,
tons of viewers.
except for all those celebrities that have been following us
Yes,
forever.
I know. You guys lived this life. The ability to smoke in public places
Yeah.
and at your jobs until in Indiana
Oh
was
man.
2013 when they changed the law. But open air environments like foundries it's still their choice. If you're in an enclosed building, it was 2013.
When I worked at Walmart, we saw a smoke area in there.
Oh yeah.
Like, and that was, it's like crazy to think that they don't have that now. You can't even
Yeah.
smoke in the fucking building.
No. Hell, I remember when you'd go in the store and people are just smoking, walking around, and it's like,
My mom's like,
oh man.
remember when you could smoke in airplanes?
Mm-hmm.
It's like crazy, man. Fuck everybody else as long as you're going down with
I
me.
know. It was so obscene. Me, Pueblo, and Wabash, we'd go there when we were probably too young to be smoking, and they'd be like, smoking or non-smoking section.
Dude,
And they'd put us over there, and we'd just sit there and smoke Marlboro Light like 190s. These things were like this long. Yeah, we're so cool.
So the smoking etiquette is if you're smoking a regular cigarette, it goes through these two fingers. If you're smoking a Misty, it goes through these two fingers.
It's just a dead giveaway.
if
My
you guys
gosh.
get that joke, you're a real one.
I bought, I think, 1 pack of Misties ever. And
Did you get the full pack or did you get the square?
I got the square.
Okay.
Or maybe it was Virginia Slims I got that were in the square. And they were the
I think,
like
yeah,
the
they were using the
Capris, the
squares, yeah.
thins.
Yeah. So they were like,
That like a fancy cigarette. They look like you have a really long joint. The Capri Light 120s, and those things were like this long, but like a stirring straw thickness.
have you ever been hard up and went Cheyennes?
My dad smoked Cheyennes. I never did because I tried one of his when I smoked Reds. We were at his trailer in Denver, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I ran out of cigarettes. I was like, "Hey, let me have one of those." He smokes grape Cheyennes. He has for like since the day my parents got divorced. He switched. He was like went from not smoking to smoking grape Cheyennes, and I was like, "Hey, let me have one of those." So he threw me one, and like they smell amazing.
Mm-hmm. Tastes like ass.
They taste like ass, and I'm like grape asshole. That's what they taste like. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, feels like my mouth is coated in wax from these things.
And not to mention you have to like suck on it like
to get a hit off of them.
it's like you're drinking a milkshake.
Yeah, exactly. And that did it in for me. I never wanted another Cheyenne. So I've smoked like 2 in my life.
I went to a gas station in North Manchester, Indiana,
Yeah.
and was out of cigarettes. So I was like, I'm gonna stop here. They happened to be getting rid of all their basic cigarettes,
Oh, I love basic.
so they were selling soft packs. I don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
You people don't realize back in the day we had packs that were made of like flimsy material, like
Yep.
foil and paper.
They were to go in your pocket. Soft packs.
They don't have like the boxes that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So sound like you sound so fucking old. No, she's like, we're getting rid of these basic menthols. We have like a whole like little basket of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're selling them for $1 a pack.
They would have killed me right there because I would have bought every
I
single
bought
one.
every single pack. I had cigarettes for like 4 months after that.
Yep, I'm gonna put these in the freezer because I'm
Dude.
gonna need them later. Oh yeah, Basic. If you guys don't know, is one of the sub brands. I don't want to say off brand.
What was your go-to sub brand?
Would have been Basics.
Oh, Basics.
Because I smoked Marlboro and it was their off brand, which is hilarious to me. So when we started smoking, you could get Marlboros, not today's prices, which is what's insane. I used to give, because I was 15, kids don't start smoking before you're old enough and probably don't start at all. Uh, a $5 bill would get me a can of vanilla, green apple, cherry, any of the good flavored skulls that I don't think they're allowed to make anymore. I'd get a can of skull and a pack of Marlboros for $5.
Nah. $5.25. 32-ounce fountain pop and a pack of Camels.
Yeah.
Damn, we're fucking old.
Yeah. But so if I were to need, I could only scrounge up 315 that day. Well, a pack of Marlboros was 375 or something, probably not even that much at the time. Yeah, I'd go with just basic full flavors that were very similar to Reds.
I went when I was living in southern Indiana, Crowns. You can get them at Circle K. They are the best off-brand cigarette I've had.
I'd always just shoot for the deals, which I have not seen in gas stations, given I don't go looking for them anymore. But Camel always offered some of the best deals. Like, man, come in and try our new Turkish Golds. Buy one, get 7 packs free.
Listen. Camel, I want to know who your people are because I would just buy Camel cigarettes. And Camel would start sending me these booklets with like coupons.
Yeah.
It's like, I never signed up with you, man.
Get your C notes.
It's like Facebook interference, like marketplace interference before. It's like, oh, they know. They know I'm smoking Camels.
They do. I signed up through Skull to get their coupons, and it'd be like, buy one can, get one can for 50 cents and stuff like that. And go, oh, yeah, take these coupons in.
I never got into like the pouches or the chew.
Yeah.
I got we went one time and I got the snus pouches, the Camel snus.
Yep, snus.
Put one in my lip, puked my fucking brain.
Really? Those are way more mild too than like real chew.
And then when I was trying to quit, when I was working at I was working as a delivery guy for a furniture company. Me and the other delivery guy, we would smoke in the thing, but he called off that day, so we had like one of the owners come with me to help me deliver furniture.
Nice.
And she's like, "You can't smoke in the truck."
You're like, since
like,
when?
She's like, but she was also like a nicotine addict, and she was like, "I'll give you some gum." So she gave me a piece of gum, and I was sitting there like chewing like a crackhead.
Got any more of them gums?
It was rough, man. It was like,
yeah.
You guys probably love that sound.
Yeah. What was the first one that got you on cigarettes? What was that you bought for your girlfriend at the time?
Camel Wides.
Camel Wides. I smoked Camel Wides for a long time. And Cool Blue XLs.
Any
of the wide cigarettes.
Camel Wide Menthol.
Yeah, those were good. No, they weren't. They're disgusting. Don't buy them, people. Mine was Camel number 9s, the pink and black box. They hooked me.
The first time I ever smoked a cigarette, I stole one of my dad's, and it was the Camel when they had like they were doing the flavored filter stuff.
Yeah.
And it was the chocolate flavored filter. And I was like, This is good. And then went, and then I was like, nope, I don't feel good.
Oh, I feel like puking. I remember the exact first day I ever smoked anything.
See, that's the thing. Okay. That's the cigarette of like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? You get sick the first time you smoke. It's like, are you sure you want to do this?
Man, because I chewed so much, I had chew make me sick many of times. I never got that sick from smoking cigarettes or cigars, which is actually my first experience was cigars. Uh, at one of my friends' house, they're all like, "Hey, we got some cigars," and they were V-cut Swisher Sweets, the cigarellos, and we sat out there and probably smoked like 2 or 3 each that night. And one of my friends, like you, at the fire at my house, literally, I'm like, "Dude, you are literally green right now," and he's like, "Yeah, I don't feel so," just puked everywhere. Sorry, Dalton.
Dalton, I feel it, man.
Yeah, it came for Harold too, and probably many of millions of other people.
But I was like so hyped to have like nicotine for the first time again in years that I started inhaling cigarillo, and I was like,
Yeah,
Those Sierra Vegas though, I used to like go to town on those.
yeah. I have a handful of cigars still. I haven't had one in a while.
I can tell you for sure right now, if we were monetized on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
we'd be looking for a sponsor on this video.
Oh well. Hey, we are not promoting any of these brands.
No.
Just telling you about our life experiences.
Make responsible decisions with your
Yes.
life.
It's much easier to quit smoking if you never start.
Yes.
I know that sounds super dumb, and the
took-
laws were changing. You have to be 21 now to buy tobacco.
We are both non-smokers now.
Yes, that is super rough to quit. I know we had talked. I think you said soda, pop, because we're from it. Why the fuck do I keep saying soda, guys? This is like, I said it the other day again, like after we had the conversation on here. I'm like, why the fuck do I keep saying
it's because
soda?
we transitioned to soda water. Flavored
Might
soda
be.
water. Either that or like when you get a certain age, you become more northern.
Let's go to the soda fountain.
We were sitting there driving, and like there was this car that came around us, and Aaron, she's like, "Nice turd signal there, bud." And I was like, "Are you fucking Canadian?
Are we Canadian now? Eh?
She's like, "Yeah, that sounded pretty fucking Canadian."
To be fair.
To be fair. Or that guy fucked an ostrich once.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. It's a lot of life things there. Yeah, the law I think is 21 now.
Yeah, it's 21.
Which the libertarian in me, I do not fucking agree with. If you can go fight and die for your country, you should be able to buy alcohol and tobacco. If they expect you to have such mental competency to kill other people for allegedly our freedoms, you should be able to make your own decisions
Yeah. Maybe they need to raise the age to 21.
to join. Should go hand in hand. If you're not considered an adult and you're not allowed to make those decisions, then maybe that should not be the age. Well, they'll let you join. Is it 16 or 17 with a parent's waiver? Join the military? So literally before you're even an adult.
Okay, so I think at that point they put them in the academy, like an academy. They don't like send them to active duty. They get them ready. What's that called? JROTC. JROTC, yeah. Run of the Corps.
Yep. The core.
Yeah, I think that's what they do. Maybe something like that, not specifically JROTC. But yeah.
Because we had several guys who went through basic, like our junior year in high school. So when we graduated, they could just go straight into whatever the school is called. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I never did it myself. AOC. No, that's AOC is mommy. Whatever the school is called. It has 3 letters.
MEPS. Not MEPS. That's
I think MEPS is the specific. Yeah. It's like ATC or something like that. But
ATC, like the radio tower.
Yep. How'd you know? Man, they were working on our cell tower, but
Mhm.
like a mile away from here. Did not improve our signal at all. I still have
Oh,
one bar at
yeah.
best here.
Meanwhile, in my town, we have like 65G
Yeah,
towers.
I was gonna say
Sorry,
10G.
sorry. Bird charging stations.
Yes, yeah, you got to charge your birds locally.
Conspiracy.
They cannot monitor the towns if they are not charged up.
We'll put that one on the next
Yeah,
episode.
birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
I've shot them. Maybe only the ones I've shot were real birds. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe. This delicious robotic partridge.
Yes, robot flesh.
Mm.
My favorite. The wild robot pheasants and ducks.
No, I had my mom, my cousin, was like, "It's weird. Peacocks are in a tree." I was like, "How much do you know about wild peacocks?"
Yeah. Not shit, man, but they're in a tree. Did you see
It's
this?
like they go in trees at nights because
Yeah.
of predators.
Same with turkeys, that
Yeah.
they actually fly and roost in trees.
Oh, we got a lot of wild turkey around here.
Mm-hmm.
I've considered getting a tag and just going out and getting one and cooking that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Spring season should be coming up here soon.
I've been wanting to go out, dude. I've been like itching to hunt. I haven't
Yeah.
I haven't hunted since me and Aaron got together. God bless you.
Yeah. I haven't gone in singles of months, and it's still bothering me since pheasant season closed.
My main thing is like every time it's deer season, I just imagine like having like a spring loaded like bungee cord on me and just like having two knives and coming down on a deer.
Hey, do what you want, man.
It's like just imagine explaining that to the game
Yeah.
warden.
How'd
What
you
do
take it out? Two knives.
Two knives.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you have to do that? This motherfucker pulled a knife on me.
Yeah. He said, "Fight me, bro." Stab. Yeah, I'm eyeballing some suppressors right now.
Mm.
That might be my next purchase. It's one for my 450.
You gotta pay for more than just the suppressor, don't you?
Yeah, you have to buy the suppressor, whatever, $900 to $3,000, and then a $200 federal tax stamp on it, and then wait for your
Approval.
the approval to go through the ATF, and then you're on a registry forever.
Yeah.
Where they can just show up at your house and demand you present them with the item. Normally that happens with like shady situations, and then the ATF, takes care of the dogs on the property.
Sorry,
The BATF.
we're here to collect your silencer.
Yeah.
Do you have any dogs?
We're just itching to shoot some dogs. But I'd like to get one for the 450 so I can shoot deer here without annoying the neighbors too much. And a 22.
I mean, at 22, it would work pretty well. With that 450, it's still gonna be like,
Oh,
crack.
you can run subsonics. They have like a 396 grain subsonic.
I still don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference.
It'd be quite a bit quieter, but I mean, it'll probably sound about like a regular 22, not
Like you're
suppressed.
smacking two brakes together.
Yeah, but not like the hell being unleashed that it sounds like regular. I have that 308 that has a comp on it too, so might have to fire those like next to each other and see which one's truly louder.
Let's get a overpowered 22.
Yeah,
Juice
a
up.
loud nerf.
A loud, yeah. Just got a speaker on the end every time you shoot
Yes.
it. It goes boom.
Boom! It go crack. Yeah, I finally mounted a scope on my 308 that I bought like over 3 years
What'd
ago.
you go with?
A Vortex Venom 3 to 15 by 44 with a 34 mil body, the tube. I was looking at a Leupold VX5 HD.
Surprised you didn't go a loophole just based off the glass, man.
The Leupold glass is amazing. Like same as with Swarovski or any of the other crazy high-end brands. The high Nikons, any of the brands have really good quality versions. And I was sitting there thinking, am I about to spend $1,400 to $1,800 on a rifle scope for a gun that's going to sit in my safe most of the time? And I was like, nope, $450 version. That's what I'm going
Oh,
with. Get me the pro rings, get me that.
I think I have a Tasco 9 by 13 on
Oh, there
there.
you go. But that bad boy cost all $23.
Hey, it gives me like maybe 150 feet more.
Yeah. Um, it should be good. It has a full mill radian reticle on it, so you can learn your holdovers and stuff
Mhm.
for the trajectory of each round. I'm trying to find some cheaper ball rounds or some form of like a Match King round
Mhm.
that I can use to sight in before I use my Barnes to confirm zero because it's like $4 a round, and I don't want to sight it in with that.
Yeah, that's a cost effective.
Yeah. Try to get down. If I can use like some good match ammo that's
Mhm.
like $2 a round to get the first 20 rounds through and get it zeroed in and then confirm zero with 2 or 3 rounds of $4 a piece or whatever it ends up
Yeah,
being.
that'd be like the thing to do because even if the ammo you're gonna run in it regularly
Hmm.
might might fly differently than what you're
That's
testing it
true.
with.
Yeah. I've always been fairly lucky in that I can switch brands and not get crazy point of aim, point of impact shifts.
Yeah.
You'll see some of them though. The people online will be doing them, and they will get like 13-inch shift
Mhm.
in impact point, which is insane. I've never experienced that myself. Other than I shot certain shotgun shells that my chokes just did not like, and I'm like, I was dead on that bird. How did I not hit it? One was literally a bird that was sitting in a tree and could not get it down. And then I was even telling the guys I was hunting with, they're sitting there laughing, like, man, are you even aiming at the right thing? And I'm like, I know this gun. Something is going on. This ammo I
Mhm.
have never used before. It was a box of Federal TSS uh,
And there's
Flight Stopper, $5 a shell for this stuff. Had never patterned it, didn't know what it would do. And I took it out and it took me 8 shells to hit a bird. And I am like, what the heck? And they're all blowing me crap, Oh my God, I thought you said you were a good shot, all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I literally ran out of shells after one bird. I had 10 shells,
Mhm.
shot 2 more at the next bird, did not hit it. And my buddy Dan, I was like, man, I'm out of shells. I'll have to walk back to my truck. I have a box in there of the Winchester Steel number threes, is what I normally run. And he's like, oh no, man, here, reach in my pocket, just grab a couple. He had some Boss bismuth shells, which I'm like, are you sure, man? These are expensive too. They're $3, $4 a piece. And he's like, yeah, just grab you a couple. I have boxes of them. It's fine. So he grabs me, or he hands me two. I load up. Next bird kicks up. It's at like 50 yards away. Mount. Boom, just smoke this. And none of them were even going to take a shot. And they all turn and look and they're like, how did you just land that shot? And I'm like, I told you it was that ammo. I go, I don't know what was going on. I have never missed this much in my life. I know this gun. I've shot it enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. And I was like, I guarantee it was that ammo. And they all thought it was the funniest thing. So that was my second bird of the day. So I was done shooting. My second rooster that day. The next day we went out was cleanup day. So it was a put and take. So we could shoot hens as well. We get out there and I'm running my normal hunting load, which is heavy metals, bismuth over steel stacked loads. So I run those. I only took, I think I had 10 left. So I filled my pocket with that. And then I put a whole box of Winchester steel in my other pocket. Those are the two I normally hunt with. So we get out there. First bird kicks up at like 35 yards. It's a right to left. Before they can even mount, bam, just drop it out in the field. And they're like, what the heck, man? You just got on it and nailed that one. I was like, I told you guys yesterday it was that ammo. I don't know what it was. So then we go through a few more. I don't see any. Next one flies up and it's a hen, the only hen I had shot. She takes off and she's right here. And I just like take the butt of my shotgun and get it under my armpit and just hip fire this hen just out of the air. Just boom at like tens of feet. It's close. I just smoked this hen with a number two heavy metal and it just it tenderized that
Boom.
bird. Yeah. I'm surprised it did not explode because the pattern when it hit, the feathers coming out was at about
Yeah.
3-inch diameter or so. So it may have been at about 7 yards or so where I hit this bird hip firing at it. And they yet again all, how did you hit that fast? I'm like, I don't know. I just boom, just instinctively just aimed the end of my barrels at this bird, did not even mount and smoked it. But yeah, there's my random shell story. That's the only shell I've ever had that much issue with. That I've switched between Winchesters and the heavy metals and different Federals and always get okay results. But those boxes of the TSS flight stoppers, I will never buy another box.
Yeah.
Yeah, my chokes also aren't set up for that. So that it probably does not help. I was running. If anybody's wondering if any of you are shotgun shooters, in my over-unders, I use Carlson cremators. I run a full over the modified or the long range over the mid range in both of my over-unders. And then in my semi-auto and my pump, I run Pattern Master, a Code Black Duck in one and a Code Black Goose in the other. And I've had no issues with those two chokes running anything. But for some reason, those Carlsons did not like that TSS. Which I will also say they have a disclaimer that they are not rated for TSS, which is tungsten super shot. It is very heavy and very hard.
I still want to get lever action 410.
Those are sweet. After taking out that
Savage.
rooster, he's come to snuff the rooster. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
No, he ain't gonna die. Yeah, when my rooster attacked me and I shot him with my 410, and I was like, this is a sweet little gun. I think I'm gonna start keeping this upstairs for like critter dealings.
I didn't really truly appreciate 410 until I watched Outdoor Boys, and he had like the lever action. I was like,
Yeah.
I want one.
I have a little pump one, but they're good enough. My issue is in a survival scenario, you have what you took with you most of the time. Man, this I don't know if it's this bourbon or
Getting
the
burpy.
little sips. Yeah, I'm getting burpy from it. Uh, in a apocalyptic whatever scenario, you're only going to have what you find if you didn't already have it to begin with. 410 is not very common.
No. No, but it is a nice, fun woods camping survivalist round.
Yeah.
It's not too heavy. It's thin. You can get more in there. Get more in your pack.
See, if I'm already going rounds limited like that, assuming I'm not going to find any anywhere else, I'm going with a 28 gauge.
Yeah.
A little bit more power than a 410. And power's relative. The pellet coming out of a 410 and the pellet coming out of an 8 gauge are just as deadly. They are coming out at the same speed. If they're both a number 9 running at 1300, it does not matter what gun they came out of. Only that those big gauges, you will get a heavier payload. So with that, when you go up to 28, you go to a 7/8 ounce instead of a half ounce. So you get a little bit more weight.
Yeah. Like, as soon as I saw that, I started looking.
Mm-hmm.
And the one I fell in love with was the Savage 410 lever action.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the Henry's Winchester 9410.
I want to get
And Rossi makes one.
Is it a 357 that Henry makes the lever action in?
Oh, they make quite a few. Yeah.
It's not a golden boy, but it's like a silver body frame. 357.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. They make 357s, 44s. I have a 357 revolver, so that would be something that would appeal to me.
I want to
capability.
get one of those Rhinos.
Rhinos.
The one that doesn't have a
Yeah,
hammer.
it's the bottom barrel. It has
Yeah.
an internal hammer and that shroud that fakes like it's a hammer.
Those were pretty sexy
Those are
looking.
neat. I've heard that putting the barrel on the bottom of those keeps the recoil much more linear instead of flippy like most revolvers are.
And it's crazy, like most games that have like futuristic weapons do the bottom barrel stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a neat idea. I've never shot one of those ones.
But I refuse to shoot to shoot a judge.
I want one. I do. But I would want the Smith and Wesson version, the Governor, instead of the Taurus Judge, just because of my own particular bias against Taurus. uh, you guys, we were talking about cheap guns earlier. We were talking about high points, and I often, even though that is like a somewhat close relative to our families, if people come and ask me things like about I want the cheapest gun I can get. And generally, it's going to be a high point most of the time. I'm like, save 42 more dollars and buy a Taurus.
Yeah.
You can get the Taurus G3s and
The
G2s for
Millenniums,
like, the
Millennium G2s.
Millenniums,
Yep.
for like under 200 now. And I'm like, the G3s, the G2s, the Millennium, and the G3, the new version, are very proven. They're not great. They're still not a great gun. But they have a lot of capabilities.
Here's what I'll say. If you are intending to carry,
Yeah.
go Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
If you are intending to just have it at your house for home defense,
Yeah.
I would go high point.
Yeah.
Because if you carry a high point out in public, someone's gonna laugh at you.
Yeah. And hear me out. Here's one of my favorites. Taurus has a double single action in 10 millimeter.
Oh, dude.
And I am like, fuck yes, Taurus. I've never owned a Taurus because they have one of the highest return rates of any manufacturer. And that's a lot of times like motorcycles, car companies, whoever, they base reliability off of new products returned to the manufacturer because of defect. And Taurus, for a long time, was at like 28% return rate, which is not good when High Point had like a 3% return rate.
You remember that Sky I had?
Oh gosh. Guys, there are tons of videos of Sky. It's spelled SCCY, praising these guns.
Oh my god.
Do not waste the $189 on a Sky CPX2.
Listen,
Ugh.
the trigger reset is back farther than where the gun started.
Yeah, you're putting your finger in front of the barrel to get that trigger to reset. And then I shoot revolvers. A smooth revolver double action. This version of the CPX2 was double action only. A smooth double action can weigh. It could weigh 30 pounds, but if that trigger is smooth, you're not gonna feel it. My Smith Model 19 has like a 15-pound double action, but it is just on glass bearings. It is not there. This thing had a claimed like 8-pound double action, and it felt like I was trying to lift a cinder block off the ground with my finger.
That follow-up shot was the fucking worst. It's like you could get like a good first shot if you were lucky, but that follow-up, you were not going close.
No, that is. I don't want to shit on them. That is the worst gun I've ever shot. The worst feeling trigger, even more than that Beretta Nano that I took the same day, which had a horrible trigger, was still light years ahead of that CPX. Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe the new ones are better.
Maybe. Send us one.
Yeah. Maybe the CPX3, the new versions.
We'll compare it to the Yeet Cannon.
Yes. One of my like
Tom 1, Tom 2.
Tom 1, Tom 2 original high points, or one of the other like numbers of them I now have.
I got the carbine. So.
Yeah.
That 9mm carbine, baby.
Let's do real fair comparison. I'll pull out my
man.
like my Shield 2.0 Performance Center trigger in it. We'll put it against that. my Model 19 and single action, my P01s, things that have generally great triggers.
Yeah.
Let's compare it to your $180 pistol. I'm sure it'll be a fair comparison.
That was I bought that gun like 2 days after my wedding.
Yeah. I remember because I'd bought that Beretta Nano I got rid
Mhm.
of. I bought it, and like 2 days later, 2 or 3 days later, you went and bought that CPX.
And then I traded it, and then I got a uh, CV90E,
SD9VE.
SD9VE. Yeah,
The guns that Smith and Wesson got sued for by
yeah.
Glock, and
And the trigger was not any better.
no, because it was like their first iteration of those hinged
hinge triggers,
triggers.
yeah. And it
Was not great. They're not horrible. I think the second they just I think re-released in the last year the SD9s
Mhm.
again, and now they all have new triggers in them.
I put 20 rounds through that, and I took it back.
Yeah,
And then I got my Glock.
there you go. Then I ended up with that
Yeah, my
Glock,
Glock.
and I traded that Glock away. Ugh.
I should have went with a 19 instead of a 17. I thought I was gonna
Yeah.
be like fucking hot shit with a 17 on my hip,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this motherfucker's heavy.
It's hilarious as I carried a full size 1911 for a couple years, referring to a Glock 17 as heavy, and I'm like, that shit's light, man.
Listen, you are also a skinnier dude.
Yes.
You don't have like fat that fluctuates throughout your body and pulls your
Mhm.
pants down.
No.
That's my issue.
Yes, body sizes are strange when it comes to concealing guns.
Mm-hmm. If I'm doing like an OWB,
This is gonna be a good one, man. Just kidding. We're at nearly record breaker here, guys.
2 hours.
Almost to 2.5 hours.
Oh shit!
Well, this is
I should.
2:22:05.
Jeez.
That we are given. There's probably 6 minutes in the front of it that we were rambling and me doing my pre-warm up hand stems on the table.
I think we should call it here soon.
We have to go at least like 10 more minutes. So the
It's 2.5.
full cut will be 2.5 hours.
Name it like, huh?
What happened?
What happened?
What happened? Oh, my goodness.
Our kid, not our kids, our wives.
Wives are out there being loud as hell. Hopefully that does or does not pick up. It'll be amusing either way.
I do know that at the end of this, I gotta take a wicked piss.
Wicked piss. Okay, so that saying, I was telling my wife, I was making Boston jokes, and I'm like, oh, such and such. Oh, yeah, man, that's a wicked piss. And they're like, what the fuck did you just say to me? I'm like, wicked pissa. It's PISSAH. And they're like, what does that mean? Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom and take a wicked pisser. And I'm like, no. It means something is super good.
Yeah.
That's really nice. It's wicked pissa. And they're like, I have never heard this. I'm like, clearly you are not Boston enough, which we are all from Indiana. So it's not.
Yeah, we know enough people from Boston.
Yeah, none other than Joe Rogan. Thank you, for being a long-term friend of the podcast.
I think he doesn't even really have a Boston accent though.
He did. If you go back to like season 1 of Fear Factor,
I'm sure it like comes out when he's drunk.
Yeah, I don't know.
On DMT or something like that. give Joe Rogan DMT.
Hey,
this is the
hey,
wicked
Jamie,
piss.
give me my car keys.
Give me my car keys, Jamie.
No, but yeah, like season 1, and I'm wondering if on like Hardball and News Radio, if he doesn't have a heavy accent. Which, please let us know in the comments of anybody that's made it this far. Thank you for listening.
Do we have accents?
Do we have weird Midwest accents? Because to me, Midwest is the normal sound, and even out west further, even into like California, most of the time they sound normal to me. But if you get much north or south of us,
So, listen, I worked really hard to like push myself away from my family. Most of my family, and you can attest to this, have like a weird southern drawl.
yeah,
And it's like, I did not want to have that because when I was younger, I was under the firm belief that the southern drawl made you sound dumb. It's like
What are you talking about,
Southern
boy?
drawl and a woman, hot as hell. Southern drawl man, GED.
Probably not even that. Lost a finger in small engine repair class.
But no, like I got over a stutter, which still comes out from
Mhm.
time to time. And when I'm really fucking drunk, the southern kind of twang will come
Yeah.
out.
I'll hear it in playbacks of this. A lot more of my voice than yours. Given I was raised in that hill jack
Mhm.
life a lot more, as much as Indiana can be. Uh,
I
so I've made a conscious effort, like you have, to not sound that way.
Yeah, sound more like presentable.
Yes. Or we could all sound like JFK and use a transatlantic
The train.
accent.
I ask you not.
It's like, man, you're from like Massachusetts. Nobody sounds like that.
What's the last thing JFK said?
Oh, shit.
Ouch, my head.
I'm going to disband the CIA. Back down the rabbit hole we go.
Oh man, JFK files that were released recently.
Oh,
We'll
I
have
need
go
to
through
look
those.
into that. Yeah. I really hope they'll post the true files and not something that's just redacted to hell and everything's blacked out on it.
Well, I mean, we can go into the Lyndon B. Johnson theory, like
Yeah.
that the B. Johnson stands for Big Johnson because he had a huge dick.
Helen Keller, secret retard. Lyndon Big Johnson.
Lyndon Big Johnson.
Is the Rock Small Johnson?
No, he's just Rock Hard Johnson.
Rock Hard
It's
Johnson.
just his middle initials, H.
Yes. Makes sense.
Rock H. Johnson.
Rock Hard Johnson. Nice.
Uh,
Oh my goodness, where are we?
I think we're
Yeah, I think
Close enough.
we're close enough on that one. Thank you guys.
I gotta take a wicked piss.
We both got to take wicked pisses, and by that we mean actually go to the bathroom.
Now let's do this. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the episode, made it to 2.5 hours with us,
Nearly.
but we appreciate it. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And
Please.
comment wicked
Please.
pissa in the comments.
Wicked pissa. Please, like we're getting views. I understand like it's a natural growth thing and gaining these people. We see some of you are viewing. You're not subscribed because clearly we get not that many views. But when we get them, 3 subscribers and here's 2 of them. So that means this one's my wife. I mean 0 of you who are viewing these
But no,
subscribe.
we're not trying to force you.
No. And please continue to keep watching them, even if you're not.
Fucking do it.
Subscribe. Please do. Natural growth would be nice. Comment. Do something. Help us with the YouTube algorithm. Leave us comments of suggestions of what you want us to talk about or ways to improve.
We're not very active on X right now. We're not very active in our Discord because we kind of just use it to.
It's us in there.
Yeah, it's just us. One of my buddies from my other podcast.
Yeah.
I accidentally invited him. He's like,
And he said, "What?"
He's like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, delete."
The one comment of what?
But yeah, the views are appreciated. If you guys want
Thank
to
you.
subscribe. We do long form content. In the future, I assume we will be doing some short form stuff,
Yeah, maybe little clips of things,
like really shorts, or might go like 10-minute like
mini rants,
mini rants and shit like
mini
that.
pods.
But it is appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
So with that being said, we are going to call it at probably 2.5 hours.
Yes,
Exactly.
it is almost. We have like 46 more seconds to
Oh.
be full 2.5. But you guys will get cut out because there is
Yeah.
the like 6-minute rant in the beginning where I'm playing with things and stimming and us saying wiener obsessively and wiener and ow
But-
now brown cow.
You guys have a wonderful week. We will see
Yes.
you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.